watch Game of Thrones?
I do.
You need to see.
Oh boy. Let's see it. The fuck?
So Phil, you had to take your pants off for the session?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
I can't play.
Sessions were really awkward when Philip came over.
Hey, I've. What is this? This is King's Landing, but is this in a game?
That's in Minecraft.
Oh dear God.
Yeah, open original and you can zoom in a bit.
That must have taken forever.
Yeah, it took apparently like 5 years. They've been updating it.
Oh God.
And it's not just King's Landing. They have the entire map.
I want to see.
I don't want to see Minecraft stuff anymore. I'm done with shit. Later.
Too many painful memories.
Nah, just like... At this point, like, you can literally do anything. Come on.
The only thing I've dabbled with the idea of going back, but when...
Alright. So for those of you who are just tuning in for the first time, we are playing the Mass Effect D20 homebrew. We're using the D20 modern character sheets on Roll20. I am playing Christophus Hansonian, a Turian agent whose goal is to make the galaxy's most popular intergalactic reality crime show called To Catch an Intergalactic Predator. My partner is Myra Mirace, played by one Jaron Harper. He is an Asari huntress, I think. And he's an Asari that's about 100 years old, but appears to be 12. And his basic role is to be the bait in our situations, while I sit cloaked in the bushes and try and get the footage and catch the predator. Our other party members are Charles playing a what the hell is he playing? I don't remember what he's playing, but Tyler is playing a Quarian engineer who is on his pilgrimage trying to bring stuff back to his fleet. And we're probably going to get started here in a minute. Hello? Oh, hey. Come here often?
The worst part is now that I know you have pants, you saying that makes it slightly weirder.
Okay, I took my pants off in order to put shorts on, okay? That's what the etc. was. Who says I have underwear on?
Last session I did.
I refer to him as it that way. That's my like. That's not any less. That's definitely.
Alright, I'm starting to feel uncomfortable with you guys sexualizing me like this, okay?
Yeah, I mean,
I just like how
that's
you
kind of
can't
the point of our show.
No. The point of the show is to sexualize your character, Jaren.
So, I found out in the rules that I'm even more screwed, but Jason's waiving it.
sexualizing your character.
Did you know there's weight loads?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Just my armor puts me into the top end of medium tier.
Nice.
Not counting my rifle. And because I'm a large, I would have +2 cooldown on all bionic powers.
Oh boy, I never read the specifics, but that's okay, great. You know.
It is incredibly harsh.
first. So
That's
what I'll
just it.
probably do is waive the lowest levels of that, so that there's like a minimum you can carry, but everything above that is staggered. For now, I'm just waiving it now until we're more comfortable with the game.
Wait a minute. Do I have 3 specializations or 1? 2? I think I only got 2.
Charles, are you playing an Elcor now?
Yeah, dude.
Oh boy.
Is their fault?
Elcor is the one who can't speak, right? They have to like.
Well, I don't.
They're the ones
I'll
that have to
speak.
explain what their emotion is because humans can't.
Yeah. It'll be fun.
Worried. This is going to go bad.
Sarcastic, only because you were here.
Dude, they're doing it better than I could ever do it already.
It was like, that was one of the few things that, like, actually, in my 10 minutes of playing Mass Effect, it was like, okay, these guys are awesome.
So sad. I would honestly love to play a Hanar.
One of us should have played a Solarian that just gets really impatient whenever Charles's character starts talking.
Don't Hanar have like +4 to strength and constitution?
What?
But Hanar would have a massive bonus to strength.
What? They're tentacle monsters that live in water. Why would they?
Sorry, but Charles is.
Oh, Elcor.
I bet. Really bounced
Oh,
it, okay.
penalties to what?
Well,
No,
don't you
bonus
have
to
like a
strength.
big bonus to strength?
Yeah.
Hey,
This
maybe
one
you'll
just comes
actually.
with lots of bonuses and lots of penalties. It's just how it goes.
I'm assuming you have like a -4 to charisma or some shit.
-4? No, it's not -4. But yeah, it's just how it goes.
You're probably the exact opposite of me. I have a penalty in strength, constitution, and something else. No, just strength and constitution, but I have a bonus in dexterity, wisdom, and charisma.
Alright, ready to get started?
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I wish I had read my ability better last session. That's different. Alright.
And let me start the recording, and then we'll get a few
Like a friggin'
housekeeping
vacuum.
items.
Yeah, I got the stream running right now. Just to let you know, Jace.
I think Jason's just recording.
Yeah.
So, you're welcome to that. I'm just gonna record it for my own memory.
That you get your own views. See all this.
Yes. So, first bits of housekeeping is I wish to apologize to everyone that made it last week. I did not really understand. It was finals week, and I was a bit offended that everyone didn't have their characters ready when I was putting in a bit of work on maps and everything. So, there's that out of the way. One thing I can see right off the bat is that is need goal and my ear change their colors.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I'm gonna get mixed up.
Keep changing my colors because people keep taking my colors.
No, you can be red. I don't want to be red.
Okay.
Just I never wanted to change.
That maneuver there was awesome.
That's good.
Can't even remember how to change.
Well, at least it was easy.
Okay.
So,
Oh, and it gives me hex code.
Yes, sir.
And then, next order of business is: are there any outstanding questions or things to bring up before we start?
Mm.
I think Jaren needs to download Counter-Strike.
Unrelated.
I'm
Wow, that
seeing-
makes Jaren and Jace over here quite the combo. Black.
when it's exactly one half of something, like says I get plating equal to half my Elcor level, is that 1 or 0? rounding up or rounding down, generally. How's that work? How do you think?
The last game, I believe we said that we were rounding down for everything.
Okay, good.
Oh, so it's
Alright, I think that's what I did. That's what I did. Yeah, right.
And then has everyone seen the I've given
Oh yeah.
over in the journal?
Yes.
even though mine are empty.
Or mine, don't worry.
The group notes. Those.
Three of them, two of them are empty. The notes section are full.
Well, yeah, those were the ones I've given you to write notes for yourself
okay.
and for the group, so that I can see what you guys are thinking.
Okay, cool.
And it's kind of a way for you to remember things that I can play into later. So I do ask that you use them if you have something come up.
Can I have 2 windows open at this at once?
Also, I can't clear the map, so I apologize.
Yeah, you
I
can.
was trying.
It's
It
like
wouldn't let me.
move.
I was looking for the clear map button.
Oh yeah, you gotta specifically delete everything you make.
Yep. Right, and then if that's all that's outstanding, we can go to the refresher. Is that it?
Yeah, I'm good.
Alright, so last session, we all started off with our introductions, and you were outside of a spaceport on the planet of Linikel, up near the, what used to be the Attican Traverse, and is now known as the, well, at least one arm of the Rovgo hive structure, or at least that's what most of the Citadel races understand it to be. And as you were all coming upon the space station, just from your own adventures and exploits, be they good or bad, there was another ship that came into system from the Rovgo and landed on the planet. As it was landing, the city defenses did pretty good in taking out the lesser ships, but the big ship and one of the frigates did manage to land. And as it landed, it spit out a section of drop pods over the city. And you guys just, by chance, faced first one of the larger, they were kind of oxen or buffalo type units that had these big old bone mandibles out of the sides of its body. And as you were trying to decide what to do, after you defeated that one, you stole a random guy's rather nice vehicle, took off to the east, and came upon a group of these things in the central park, harrying a bunch of civilians and one remaining squadman of one of the defense forces. With some help from Mair, you decided to go out and help the remaining military man, and took out this large, very difficult group of these things. And as the military guy was thanking you, he did make mention of a reward for services rendered. So that is where we're going to start off. It's up to you guys to choose what to do.
I want to get paid. That's
Yeah,
clearly
where
why
would
we all...
they collect their reward? Baseport? Is that a good place to go?
Well, you're still at the park with the military guy. He's tending to his down comrades. You haven't gone anywhere since then, so you don't really know where to go, but that's an option.
Is anyone like significantly hurt before we go on?
No, we all got pretty much healed by.
Oh yeah, friendly soldier guy. Okay, good. Then I don't have to waste my money on you.
Yep.
Cool. Well, I'd say let's go to the spaceport. That's where I'm going. I don't know about you, clowns.
Didn't we get kicked out of the spaceport last time we tried going in there?
Yeah, for some reason, I can't remember why.
Because you shot at them?
No, I shot at the door. Different.
Yes, and as you shot the door, they opened it up because that's not a normal attack pattern, and told you that it was on lockdown until the city was off of alert.
And isn't alert off?
Correct. Sirens have stopped. The city is slowly picking up its pace as cars move about, and the sounds of life are returning.
Should we ditch the car in case the guy we stole it from manages to see us?
I mean, stealing the car was not exactly legal in the first place.
Yeah. And wouldn't it be exceptionally bad if this guy is trying to, go back to work and he finds us driving his car around the city?
Yeah, I can totally see that. Him with raining death from the sky, saying, "Oh yeah, I forgot my workload."
Hey man, you gotta feed yourself somehow. Even in a war zone.
But some people have priorities. Alright, well, I think we need to hunker down. If we can't get paid yet, let's survive until we can get paid.
Right, well, you're not at any real risk right now. The
Oh.
attacks seem to be over, so no need for
Okay,
that.
well, never mind. I thought it was still raining death from this guy.
Wait, didn't you say last time there was like an outstanding bounty on any of these Rovgo things?
Yes, I did.
Like, is there a specific, do we have to cut off their scalps and take them in as proof or something like that?
You don't know.
Well, all right, I have a
You can
plan.
still see the bodies around you if that's something you're going to do.
Let's just take the bodies, put them in the trunk of this car, because we don't know which body parts we may or may not need to turn in the bounty.
These things are massive, and we have a, like...
You have a sports car.
Oh,
yeah.
do we have any rope?
Dragging
Do
them
you
up.
have any rope? I don't know.
I don't. I'm asking the other party members.
I don't...
Just
I don't
facepalm,
even
just
think us...
like-
I'm gonna walk up to that military guy. Excuse me, sir. Do you happen to have any rope on you?
He's getting the tog tags from his fellow units, and you can see that it hit him pretty heavily, but this is something that happens rather regularly. But he turns up and looks at you and is like, "What? Rope? Whatever would you need a rope for?"
We're planning on moving, going on a cross country, trip, and we need to tie our luggage to the top of our car.
Give me a...
Deceit?
Yeah, is that one going to be deceived in the system?
I would assume, because you're lying.
I don't
just don't know
see.
what it's
Bluff.
called. Yeah, bluff. That would be a bluff.
Okay.
Good thing you cannot see my face.
I'm just sitting here face palming.
So he gives you this look where his head is just tilted to the side like a confused dog, and it's just, no, I don't have any rope.
Okay. Well, I guess I could just ask you then. There's bounties on these things. Is there like a specific body part that we have to take off these guys for, proof of the kill or something like that?
No body parts. Just bring video, or he takes a look around and points to a couple of cameras that are posted around the space.
Cameras?
Or otherwise, you could just ask them to pull up the video feed for the southern entrance of the public park, and they'll be able to prove your deeds.
Okay. I'm gonna go head over. Did he like gesture where the security office is or whatever?
No, he was
Oh.
pointing to the cameras.
Oh. Do you know where I could go and get this footage? Who I would talk to for this?
The guy kind of smacks himself on the forehead like, "Oh, I can't believe I forgot that," and points to it would be the northeast of your current position, past the spaceport. He says, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I've meant to mention that. It's up in the command center, which is the only remaining building on the northeast corner of the city. It's just next to the turret there. It's really hard to miss."
All right. All right, boys. Let's boys and little sorry baby girl. Let's go. Let's go over there.
Flip you off. Let's start walking anyway.
Good enough for me. Let's go.
Alright, so you all walk on over. The park is pretty big. It's probably a mile in total size. So it's a pretty long walk, and in order to get there from that, you have to go either through or around the major shopping center that is connected to the spaceport. So the 2 or 3 mile walk from where you are takes a little bit of time. But it's not that difficult. You make it readily enough, and sure enough, on the left-hand side of the road, towards the north side of the spaceport, just at the very edge of the external barrier, which, since you can see some major sections of it because it's been pushed back so far into the city, is mostly made up of hastily constructed walls, either from refuse of larger buildings, roughly poured concrete, or big shipping containers, or at least they look like shipping containers, made of very thick metal, stacked and buried a little bit into the dirt.
Small question.
So.
Back to, this is the leech of the topic, but I just realized I had fixed the macro. When you're firing at fully auto, all 4 shots take the recoil, or is it the first one has none, and the next 3?
If you're going to fire a full auto shot, the way that I've come to understand it, is every shot will take the minimal penalty, which is, I think, -2 or whatever the gun says.
What? Right.
But it's only once, it doesn't increment like we had it last time. But just on the north side of the of the spaceport, there, right next to one of the major turrets that's facing a combination of east and north,
Right.
is a large structure that looks like it was originally built for military purpose and has since been upgraded to further house all of the on-site military. There's a reasonable crowd outside, most of them soldiers coming and going about their business and errands. There is actually 2 entrances that you can see from the road. One of them seems to be a general access that has a lot less traffic, and the other is guarded with a few soldiers on each side of it, and only marked military personnel are going through it.
Mm. Well, I guess we get in line with the rest of the people.
I'll go.
Well, it's not that long of a line. There's only 6 people at most, and they're getting processed pretty fast. So through the doorway, you're greeted with a larger room. It's reasonably well furnished because this was the civilian side of it, from what you can gather. So they went for more of a presentability than military in design. And there's a couple of receptionists sitting behind a main counter that are processing people as they go through. One of them calls you up. It's a young woman, human from her race, that stands tall and proper, but she seems to be a lower-ranking military member, although she does carry herself well. And who is approaching her?
I'll approach the young lady.
I'm not, and I grab Kristoff just because I don't want to cause a pain.
What? a scene.
Words out of Kristoff's mouth would be. You a predator?
Hey, everyone knows that only males can be sexual predators,
Aren't
okay?
you, like interviewers?
I just shake my head like, you don't understand him. He has a one-track mind.
Hey, everyone knows that only males can be sexual predators, okay?
You can tell by now she's getting a little bit impatient.
I'm gonna walk up to her. Excuse me, ma'am.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Well, first off, I need to ask you, have you ever heard of the most popular show on TV to catch an intergalactic predator?
She seems to think about it for a heartbeat. And she does consider it, but not hard.
Do you seriously try to sell your show?
No, I have not. How can I help you today? What brings you to the command center?
Well, now I'm a little disappointed that you've never heard of my show or me. But
Listen, sir. Please tell me what you're here for, so I can get you help in the lobby.
I'm getting to it. Have you ever heard of anything called? Okay, doesn't matter. We need the security footage from the park that's about southwest of here. About an hour ago or so, me and my friends here killed a couple of those Rovgo things, and we wanted to collect the bounty. The military guy there said that we could just get the video footage to collect the bounty.
Ah, yes. That will be to your door on the left, and then the second door on the right, please.
Be sure to tune into my TV show. It's the greatest crime reality show of all time. As I walk away.
Yes, please go on. Next.
I'm gonna approach this turret again. It's like curious. You have a TV show?
What? You've never heard of Christophus Hansonian presents To Catch an Intergalactic Predator?
It's like surprised. I don't believe it's actually you.
Oh
It's
my.
like
Of course it's me. And you should be able to recognize my sidekick slash companion slash bait, Myra Muris over here.
excited. Can I get your autograph?
Oh, of course. I'm just gonna pull out a pen and just write on his forehead.
Oh, thank you. He's like, were you out hunting for sexual predators?
Yes, I have a theory. I'm doing a special. It's gonna be a 1 hour, 2-week long special. So it's gonna end up being like a 2 hour long special on the Rovgo. I am convinced that this entire species is a species of sexual predators.
Oh my.
Yes.
Is it? I was like worried. You may need more protection versus those dangerous beasts.
Yes, and hopefully you and this weird Quarian over here would be more than willing to help us.
Don't drag me into this.
I just,
Hey.
I look very curious at Larry.
Listen, Quarian, you already stole a car. I saw it. We have blackmail against you. You better help us, or I'll turn you in.
Hey, that was not my idea. You can't do that.
Hey, you're the one whose code is in the system now. Okay?
Are you freaking Korean? Just get paid. Come on.
I look at Larry. What are you doing at 2 in the morning? Mike,
Jaren is a robot. I can't understand him.
Nope.
Feel bad?
Nope.
Oh, my Discord just went even shut.
That one came pretty clear.
Meow.
Hey.
Okay, so yeah, I turned to Larry and asked, what are you doing up at 3 in the morning to watch our show?
Uh-oh.
I know, Discord just crashed.
Oh, he crashed.
Test, test, test.
Hello.
So yeah, I ask Larry what he's doing up at 3 in the morning to watch our show. Especially 3 in the morning on a Monday night.
I am very lonely. There's no one here. There's nobody here on this planet.
Alright, so as you've been talking, I'm assuming you're walking towards the doors.
Yeah.
So through the first set, it leads to a small hallway with a bunch of little offices connected to it. And at the second door to the right, the one that you're directed to, on the wall beside it, it has a little plaque that says Bounties. So going through, there's a man sitting behind a rather nice desk with most of his creature comforts, like just a bunch of bowls and flower pots and pictures of what you can guess are family, sitting on it, with his feet propped up on the desk, reading through a file before him. He's probably a middle-aged man in early 40s, maybe as late as early 50s. Seems to be human, light-skinned, bit of gray in his military kept, but still there, chin beard. Buzz-topped hair, just skimming through. And when he sees the group come in, he glances up at you and says, "Ah, I've been expecting you. Please step in."
Are you the guy who gives us money?
After a fashion, yes. Please come in.
Fantastic.
I come in and wow. So I just come in and just lay down, put my feet up on his desk. Just smiling at him.
He gives you a very unimpressed look over his data pad and goes back to skimming through it. So I see from our records you killed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it 6 total of the Bolsket in the raid the other night, or just a few minutes ago?
I'm gonna ask, does the one that split to 2 count as 1 or count as 2?
Did you kill both?
Yes.
That would be 2 kills. I'll mark that off. He makes a mark in the note. And I also see here that you stole a vehicle.
That was the Quarian.
But I don't care who it was. These are rough times, so I can write it off, but I'm still gonna have to fine you from your bounty rewards.
What? He told us it was his car. Like, we didn't even know. Just take it out of his reward.
That's not what the recordings say.
What?
Wait a minute. By your rules, if we let the thing split a couple times, then we get more reward.
He gives you this look that's just like, are you really gonna pull that?
No, why? Of course not. Hey,
And then
guys.
just responds, that's like, it's your life.
Actually, it's not our life to split. They seem to have to eat people, so it's somebody else's life.
That's okay. if dead people are dead, they don't need their bodies anymore.
Oh.
Take them.
You are a very morbid Quarian, okay?
Yeah, he's not looking too impressed, guys.
Alright.
Do what I need.
How much is the fine?
Oh, not much. Let's say, well, since you helped out, about 20 credits.
Oh, that's fine.
20 credits? I'm gonna lean across the desk, put my
I don't have
elbow
that
on the
money,
desk.
But it's fine.
Have you ever heard of me? I'm Christophus Hansonian. I'm the host of To Catch an Intergalactic Predator, the most famous television show in all of the galaxy. Now, for a famous celebrity such as myself, surely you can waive the fines.
He makes a couple of swipes on his data pad as though scrolling through pages, and comes up to this other one that Give me a perception roll.
Okay, let me find it.
I just wave while Philip's going on.
Uh,
And just buff my nails on my shirt.
Actually, I think it would be spot in this system.
okay.
The show is very funny.
So you do see that it's actually essentially your personnel file with the
Oh, no.
mugshot of you pulled from one of your earlier shows.
Oh no.
And just a listing of your character traits. As far as I know.
Sorry.
The guy goes, I've never heard of the show, but I certainly know who you are.
How did you get all that information on me?
He just looks up.
I'm gonna
Sir,
pretend. I'm
We're
gonna
the
pretend.
military.
Oh, okay. Well, so I take it you're not gonna waive the fine then.
No, I don't think I am.
All right, bloody human. I'm gonna mutter under my breath about how I don't like humans, and sulk in the corner.
20 credits. That's it. Man, we need to kill a lot
He
more.
he doesn't seem to notice.
20 credits is our fine, not how much we are rewarded.
Oh. I missed that. How much are we getting paid, man? Come on, you're dodging the question.
Okay, I'm stepping out just a little bit. GM
You're fine.
speaking.
You're fine.
I don't know the monetary system that well, so this may need to change. Just throwing that out there.
All right, and I'm also, I'm stuck and I'm trying to buy a ship or acquire a ship, so like my monetary is a little skewed. So.
I mean, you can always just steal one.
Yeah, apparently it's a really cheap fine, so. I mean, you're a Quarian, you steal ships all the time.
Hey, we don't steal ships, we acquire them.
Dirty
Needs
space rat.
You say that to my face?
Okay, we're
Yeah,
back
sure.
in the game.
Take off your mask, say it to my face.
Say that to my outer suit? It doesn't have to say my name. Stupid kid.
I'll go for the low blow every now and then. Ask Kristoff.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't think child bait should be ever going for low blows.
We've had to cancel many shoots because I've had to ice my Turian testicles.
That makes too much sense.
Alright, so back in this is the game. The officer goes through a couple of pages again, swiping back through them. He looks at a listing in front of him and says, well, for the Bolsket, or at least the Bolsket you killed, it's about 75 per kill. So at 7, he has to pull out a calculator to do this.
But that bitch. So funny.
You're lucky that was faded.
What, 25 each? Or
No, 75 per kill.
25 per monster.
75 per kill.
We should have let that thing split more.
It'd be a total of 525 credits to split up with between you as you see.
I'm taking Myra's share so that she doesn't gamble it away again.
I'm
Look,
just gonna,
I don't care what you do with it. I'm just handing it over.
I'm
Any
just gonna
size of
look
credit
at you
gets the cost of-
threateningly and just give you a gentle reminder of what level I am on your body with my height.
All right. Okay. Christ. Turian Christ.
I don't even know what they say. Maybe by the council or something.
Splitting three ways.
Now, there's your money. If you don't mind, I'd appreciate it if you got out of my office now. And he clearly dismisses you to
Oh, of course,
go
of
about your
course.
business.
Be sure to tune in on to our show.
I'm gonna ask him if there's any reward for saving the people and his officer.
Hearing that, he glances up from the data pad in front of him with a bit of a curious look.
That was my doing. If I get the reward, I ran and saved that guy. That was me.
Well, we don't really have much rewards for that, but seeing as you did, and I certainly appreciate it, what would you be asking for?
I would just maybe just 75 more credits, just like we
Hold on.
killed 8.
We got to start high first. Let's say his entire year's salary. How about that?
I mean, technically, if the monsters had eaten the man, then they would have split again, and so then we would have killed one more. But because he didn't eat the man, it's like killing one more, right?
Exactly my point.
One hand goes up to his chin and starts stroking his chin beard. While I certainly don't like how morbid that is, talking about my officers,
We saved him. It's okay.
you do have a fair point. I can't just be giving out 75 more credits without the proof, though.
Can't you use the cameras?
You have the footage.
We can go find the guy.
Yeah, or you can tell. I can't remember his name because it was 2 weeks ago, but I'm sure in game I should remember it because it was 5 minutes ago.
You never asked for it. Not once.
Didn't we last session?
I don't remember you doing so.
I can never remember people's names. You know.
But I'll tell you what, he says as he's still stroking his chin beard. I can give you... And he seems to be going over it in his head. Yeah, that'll work. You see, as it stands, the city's a little bit understaffed. So if you're willing to help out with a couple of little errands that so that I could save a soldier or two for the higher ups.
I'll take it. Let's go. There's money involved?
I'm gonna ask. Can we hear a little?
Now that's certainly a more...
But go on.
Thought you were doing that on purpose. You see, I haven't heard much from my... Well, I shouldn't say I. I'm not the bigwig here. But we haven't heard much from our outposts of late. Because we don't have as many runners as we used to. Ever since the Rogo started these blasted air raids. We're losing a lot of civilians and
Do we run in the shadows?
lesser personnel. Sorry, was that?
We run in the shadows.
I think I get the joke you're making.
Shadow run.
Yeah, okay. But
Sorry, I saw the joke. I had to.
Slow clap intensifies.
If you could help out around here a little bit, I could give you a forward on the mission costs. Kind of as a bonus and a thank you. And send you somewhere to help out.
I nod. I accept that. Especially if that makes it so it's 600, which is really easy to divide by 4, and won't cause an argument. That's why I wanted the 75.
Heroes sound fun.
Because that divides easily.
So that's one, yes. What about the others?
Well, you already have another. The corn agreed.
Oh.
What?
He agreed the moment you said money.
Oh, okay, that's two.
You didn't even have to save money. I just assumed because he was going that way.
Oh,
I'm gonna motion over to Christoph. Be like, I'm pretty sure he agrees because he needs his bait.
Yeah, I'll tag along.
these heroics sound very fun. Exciting.
Wait.
Okay.
Oh no, what did I sign up for?
He claps his hands together after setting down the data pad and says, well, marvelous. It's certainly going to be a big help around here. pulls up a different data pad and passes it over to one of you. Who's gonna take it?
I'll take it.
It's
Okay.
data, I can take it.
I don't trust you to sell it to the highest bidder.
Hey, wait a minute.
You said all you care about is money.
No, it's a means to an end, okay, my friend?
Right. I don't know if that pushed to you guys or not, but I just shared a note.
Push to me.
I got it too.
Wait.
Shepherd.
You shouldn't know that. You haven't even asked them yet.
Well, I'm just reading what it says.
Excuse me, sir. What
That and thinking about it, you made it the buzz cut and all that.
what is your name in case we're
It's
asked?
the same Captain Shepard. I'm sure we know him.
What is your
Simple
name
enough.
in case we're asked for why we're here or something like that?
He sits back down in his chair, puts his feet up, and gets this look on his face that is some part. Let's say he was
Bug?
hoping you wouldn't ask, and some part, I don't want to do this. As he says, "My name is Captain Alan Shepard."
Shepherd. Do you happen to be related to the Shepherd?
And his face that was kind of looking a little bit hopeful that you wouldn't ask that just twists into this slight snarl that's not really directed at you, just the name, as he bites out, no relation.
Oh.
Oh, no worries, sir. All humans are the same anyways. It's like, it's okay.
Whoa! That was racist.
We have the worst scum of a Corian in our party.
Yeah. Trigger warning, dude.
A racist, greedy Corian who
A-
just wants money above all else.
A racist, greedy space rat.
And strangely enough, hearing that, he kind of looks up and just says, "I'd prefer that over what just happened." So
Oh.
you have the mission details. Please head up north, get the report from my on-site lieutenant, and bring it back here.
All right.
I'm gonna be like I'm gonna turn to Kristoff. Who is this shepherd you're speaking?
The Shepherd, the Commander Shepherd, the first human Spectre, the savior of the Citadel, the defeater of the Reapers. He sacrificed himself at the end of Mass Effect 3 in order to save the entire galaxy.
You guys hear this massive thud as the captain behind you smacks both palms onto his desk and just says, "Please take this outside."
Okay. Just one more question. Do you know where I can buy some armor? Because I'm pretty much naked over here.
His face almost instantly
Confused.
relaxes
He is
as,
wearing clothes.
as the topic changes to something better. Well, I can't give you access to the military stock, but if there's anything, it's gonna either be in the Megaplex off the spaceport, or I gotta think here. Somewhere along the main strip near the casino in the western section.
Okay. So, thank you. And before I go, I'm gonna pull out a business card out of my pocket, which is basically just a headshot of me with my show's name, the channel, and time that it's on. Be sure to tune in, and I'm gonna slide it across his desk and run out the room before he shoots me.
Well, you don't hear any bangs behind you, and the other three just see the captain look down at the card like,
I'm gonna follow Kristoff. I'm not like, no, seriously, who is this shepherd? I don't know this person.
Oh my God! Am I gonna have to go through like a whole history lesson with you? You're older than I am, weren't you? Wait, hold on. Out of character. How long ago did the events of the Mass Effect series take place?
we were gonna stay around 600 to 800 years.
Oh, okay.
So basically, Andromeda has happened on the other side of the galaxy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wait a
that was my thoughts on it.
I wasn't sure if I should use the insult that you were alive during the time, but now I know that's not in context. Okay. How do you not know this? Do they not teach this in Asari schools, or did you just gamble your way through fucking school or something?
I may have made a few bets to get me past some classes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, bets.
I just,
We know how you like to entice older men.
I don't, but you use me for that. I mean,
Ooh, the truth comes out.
I've had to block some of your own little enticements.
Hey, you have a particular set of skills that you have acquired over a long career of passing classes, okay?
I mean, forgive me, but you sound like a human pimp.
I just shake my head, just like, don't inflate his ego. Please don't.
You are a foul-minded Quarian. I don't know if I could trust you. First you steal a car, now you're just being greedy as shit.
Whoa!
The human racism. I don't like humans either, but you don't see me saying that all humans look the same, dude.
Correction, they're all very small. You're all actually. Oh no, those faces are quite small.
See, there's a logical speaking man. I like this guy.
Oh god.
I glance at the coin and I'm like, you know, you all look the same because you don't even look like anything.
Oh.
You're certainly getting some interesting looks out in the sidewalk by the military complex here.
Oh, don't pretend like you've never seen an Elcor, an Asari, a Turian, and a Quarian argue with each other before. Just keep moving on.
Most of them turn and move on. One flips you off as he does it.
Yeah, fuck you too.
I wasn't aware of that gesture. Was that a human thing?
Yeah, it's a human thing. They just they do it to piss you off.
It means you enjoy their company and you think they're a good person.
I gotta remember that one.
It means peace amongst worlds. That's what it means.
I wonder if it's got symbolism, like like going up.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember that one.
I'm gonna go to the marketplace and try and find the place that the guy told me about to buy armor.
Okay, which one?
The closer, the one that's not by the casino, because I want to not get Myra in more trouble.
Okay, that one will be around here.
Okay. And where?
150 credits.
Where are we on the map? Are we there?
You're the little yellow square.
Okay.
That used to be your car.
Now I'm gonna start walking that way.
All right, so it's back the same direction that you once came, past the turret there. So it's maybe an hour's walk on foot.
While we're driving, I point at.
Actually, not even that.
I point at Got. And like, you should do what Kristoff was doing, at those people who were waving at us.
But it's like a farewell, right? They were doing as they were leaving. So.
It's like the human Hawaiian aloha. It means hello and goodbye.
Oh, they didn't do it at the start. Did they just forget?
Yeah, I mean they were just being rude.
Oh, okay.
But you should never be rude back.
Okay. So start and end with it. I can do that. I'm like muttering to myself like start end. It means peace. Okay. Start and end.
Okay. So not long later, after a short walk of offending the masses, you arrive at this huge mall complex. It's probably half the size of the spaceport and connected directly to it through a bunch of aerial walkways. And it seems to be doing a decent business for where it is, but it's hard to tell if that is because the economy is still booming or people are just trying to keep some desperate hold on normalcy. And just as you look around through all of the shops in this rather elegant mall space, it was very nicely done before a lot of like the janitorial staff and the bigwigs and most of the major shops moved out with the Rovgo Expanse. Kind of took it downhill. It was a lovely place. But there are some shops here and there that are still making a decent business for where they are. And sure enough, there's probably 2 or 3 different armor and weapon shops. None of them have
Is there
specific.
any sort of like slot machine or any sort of gambling thing that you can find?
Actually not in this one, because most of that was by the city, more relegated to this section east, or no, that would be west of here.
Total side note, guys. Koreans only have 3 fingers.
Yeah.
So, trying to flip someone off and just looking at me pointing.
I'm sure the point comes across.
Alright.
Because that'd be like imagining you don't have your ring or pointer finger. If you have your back up and just that finger up, I think people will understand the gesture.
This conversation is triggering me. Let's move on. I'm gonna walk into one of the armor shops.
All right. I'll say that you go into the middle tier of them, because I was imagining that there's one real cheap place, but you don't know if the equipment's all that good.
Yeah.
And there's a medium one that's half and half, and then a really high-end one that's still well stocked, nicely kept, but it's on like the upper tiers of this building.
Okay.
So you enter the shop, and standing behind the counter is another Quarian.
Oh dear God.
He greets you well enough, saying, "Welcome to the shop. How can I help you, sirs?" And miss. You're miss, right?
I just shrug.
I provide my gesture.
He shrugs back.
But dude, it's one of your people.
Hey, Korean! How goes it? Is it the shop well?
Oh Christ.
If you could read Quarian facial expressions, which the Quarian in the group might, but the others not so much, it would be both confused and offended.
Just
Except for the Korean of the group is very good at not being able to read facial expressions.
don't mind him. He has Korean autism. I'm here to buy some armor.
Excuse you?
What? I want to buy some armor.
He seems to just shrug it off, deciding that's the simplest route here. But he's a little less professional. Okay, what do you want?
I don't. Dude, you're the shopkeeper. What do you have?
Well, crap, hold on.
Is it an armor store, weapon store, just?
It's both. It's got a little bit of everything.
Okay.
The stock is low, so.
Okay.
Where is it? There it is.
Just assume it's like not a lot of. It's lower quality shit.
And it's gonna be cheaper anyway because that's all you can.
Hey, we can pull it together and have a full 600 gold.
There it is. Armor. So the man, the Quarian behind the counter shrugs and. Well, we've got some mercenary and onyx class of both the medium and light. Only got one heavy armor of the Agent brand. And a few other pieces, but I don't know if they're really for you.
Okay. What do you have as far as light armor goes?
I got the mercenary and the onyx offer.
Okay. This is. Do you have stats for those, Jace?
Page
Yes.
192.
All right. Let's see if this works.
Oh, nice.
I mean, it doesn't have what they are, but it's cost, damage reduction, shield, enhanced fibers, customizable, special, and weight.
Okay. Cost is $390.
Yeah, and the Onyx is more expensive. 745.
Okay.
But it has 15 shields.
I'm gonna turn to Myra. Hey Myra, can you loan me 60 credits after all the times that I've gotten you out of a bind?
Looks like I was going to do it until you added that little final part. Like,
What
all right, but I'll give you it at 50% interest.
What the Myra? After all we've been through together, you're gonna gouge me like this? Hey, I was always there getting the footage and making sure that you did not get molested, okay?
Yeah, you sure took your sweet time sometimes.
But we
Half the
have
time I ended up having to stop them.
we have to get the shot, okay? I'm gonna turn to the Quarian real quick. Sorry, we're big TV celebrities. You'll have to hold on a second. Just come on, Myra.
I'm like 25%.
25%. You just went up from 15.
I said 50 before.
Oh my, by the spirits. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna turn to the Elcor. Listen, Elcor, I gave you that autograph. Would you be willing to help out your idol, Christophus Hansonian, by lending him 60 credits?
Sorry. I do not have money on me.
What do you, we just got paid. Oh my.
Well, let's be honest here. I didn't get paid because I didn't do anything.
What? I'm running around with a bunch of space Jews. What is this?
I just shake my head and fork over credits.
I just need 60.
I just gave you 60.
All right, I'm gonna throw the credit. Actually, no, hold on. I'm gonna hold off for a second, and I'm gonna turn to this Quarian guy, put my elbow on the counter with a thud. Surely you've heard of the Christophus Hansonian, haven't you?
Look, if you're gonna try and barter or throw your weight around, please take a look around you.
I'm gonna look around.
Okay, and as you do, you realize that most of the other armors on stock are heavily marked up. And for whatever reason, probably because this armor is so
Garbage.
Yeah, pretty much garbage. It's not marked up. We
Well.
don't have a whole lot of stock right now, sir.
Well, how about we come to a deal? We're not gonna barter, but let's come to an understanding. Me and my young Asari friend here have one of the most popular shows in all the galaxy called Christophus Hansonian Presents To Catch an Intergalactic Predator. Now, we will give you free advertising space for your shop on our show in a very prime time slot on live intergalactic television.
If you are so... Oh crap, I lost the word.
Renowned.
Yeah. If you are so renowned as you say, you should have no problem paying the measly 390 credits for this.
Listen, my renown isn't what's in question here. It's my partner's gambling problem that has driven us to begging, essentially. She gambled away our last camera drone. Like, I mean, come on. What do you expect me to do? We can't make any more shows right now because of that. But we still air reruns every single night, and you could run free advertisements on that. That's a free advertising slot for you. Imagine how many more customers you would get. With more money coming in, more customers, you'd be able to purchase more stock and allow you to expand the business.
Look, sir, I'm just making money from my pilgrimage. It's not my shop. I can't take any advertisement space.
Okay,
I lean over to Gott and like, yeah, you probably get like one customer maybe. I don't think it's up that late except for some random Hanar.
Okay. Who's the store owner?
He's not in right now.
What? Jesus. All right, fine. I'm going to slide him the credits, and stacked in between the credits, I'm going to put another one of my business cards.
I'm guessing that your card is underneath the credit chip.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. He takes the credit chip from you, holds it up, sees the card behind it, pulls it apart, sticks the card in what you assume is a drawer, and puts the credit chip in scans the credit chip into the register. And once it beeps saying that it's good to go, he hands over the armor.
All right.
Thank you for purchasing today.
Yeah, yeah, thanks. Be sure to tune in. Monday nights at 3 a.m.
He
G4
gives
TV.
that awkward nod of someone saying yes.
We're going to be the biggest show in the entire galaxy. I'm telling you, Myra. We're networking left and right.
I frown, getting a weird look on my face. I just noticed. Never once do you mention me.
What are you talking about? I said you're my partner.
You said I was your sidekick.
You're the Andy Richter to my Conan, okay?
Without me, you wouldn't even have your show.
There are plenty of little Asari girls out there that would be willing to work for me, okay?
Yeah, good luck asking their parents that.
Okay, we need to move on because this is getting weird.
It's been weird for a while.
That's the point.
All right, so where are you going?
Where are the outposts?
Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
ready to-
the outpost specifically that the captain asked you to go to is this one up here.
Okay.
And all of those little X-looking things, at least on the outside, are the turrets.
We're like up here-ish, right? So it's not too far.
What time of day is it, by the way?
So you came in early in the morning, or not early, it was like 10 o'clock then. So after all the time, I would put it around 3 to 4 o'clock.
Just so everyone knows, Jaren's character is not actually
I'm ready to
12 years
go.
old.
Mm-hmm.
She's 112,
What day of the week?
but she looks 12, okay?
It's still a Thursday.
Okay.
We
That's
use
never
that to our
okay.
advantage.
Or effectively Thursday, because of how the system works, or how the day cycle works. Alright, so you guys head on up to the turret. And then hopefully this works right, because I've been messing with a lot of stuff. You guys end up at the turret. There's not a lot of traffic around this area. It's, for one, it's on the wall. For two, this is more of the industrial sector. The outskirts of it, because the industrial sector used to be more to the north than this, but they lost that to the battles.
Whoa, it's
So
really dark.
Oh, it is.
yeah, outside of the game here, Phil, can you link me to your stream, please?
There's a wall.
Yes, please, 1 second. Or, yeah.
I need to see what you guys are looking at.
There's some hidden wall here.
Are you trying to move up against it?
Oh, wait.
All I can see is me.
I can't move up from here.
Yep, you're on the defenses right now.
It's completely black for all of us, by the way.
What the heck?
By the way, I need you all to go into Discord and appreciate my profile picture for Twitch.
I was pretty weirded out by that.
Everything makes sense now.
I'm more like the fact that
Oh, okay. So I need to do this.
Oh, you're trying to do dynamic lighting.
Phil, age 10.
No, dynamic lighting is working okay. I just need to reveal areas. I didn't know if they work together or not.
Christopher, this is the name of what Philip's streaming. Christopher Hansaucian presents To Catch Up with Galactic Predator.
I saw that. there you go.
I just don't know how you made it so I couldn't walk past here.
That's part of the
Paid
dynamic
money.
lighting stuff.
Nice.
That is how I can. That's a pretty crude summary of what it is. But
Alright.
okay,
So
this is
then,
the outpost.
yeah, give me 2 seconds to update this here. Because I have to make the inside visible as well.
So I have a quick question. I'm trying to put this armor on here. For my shields, am I just adding that to my health total, or is there a specific place for that?
That will be the blue circle.
Okay. Oh wait, so. Oh, never mind. I see it. Okay,
Oh, that
never mind.
reveals that for you too? That's what I didn't want.
I can't see the inside.
What is? So you have advanced light or dynamic lighting and fog of war on, right?
Yes.
That
Okay.
Quarian though.
Oh my gosh,
He's
Yeah, I have
there's
no
a
clue
way.
how
he's
to
a
work
very
it yet.
racist Quarian.
I haven't had an opportunity to work it yet in my campaign.
There is a way to set our sight distances on our tokens, so we can see everything.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom, boys. I'll be right back.
I thought that's what the walls were supposed to do.
Yeah, but we also need. I think it is. We also need to have a sight distance.
Yeah, you have to set the sight distance, which is awkward because sometimes it's like, well, if you're in a dark cave, your sight distance is your torch.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're in a normal terrain, you can see for 2.3 miles.
Yeah.
So we'd be-
There's advanced fog, or
That's what I thought I was using, but it didn't
but
work
I
right.
don't know exactly how it works either. So
Okay, well, we'll just reveal as they come up. So. Alright, once Phil gets back from the bathroom, I'll keep going.
I'm back.
welcome back.
Come back.
New.
So you find yourselves at the base of this tall defensive tower. The outside is made out of a mixture of plasteel and heavy concrete that towers up over most of the buildings with a stationary defensive turret at the very top that you can see swivels in a kind of a standby state. Before you, which is only barely visible, is a doorway leading into the structure that isn't necessarily guarded, but it does seem to be locked. So what you guys like to do?
Oh,
So wait,
I'm
it's
gonna
just
go and knock on the door.
yeah, it's just a report, isn't it? So just
Well,
walk in.
I will definitely approach the door.
At least I didn't do what my first instinct was shoot the door.
Hey, you're learning.
No, it's just this time I didn't have a Quarian in my way.
Hey,
Alright, so you knock, and a voice comes over the intercom on the keypad by the door and asks, "Yes, what is it?"
Well,
I'm gonna hand him the data pad that I have. Say we're reporting for Captain Chef.
Okay, you hand the keypad to the keypad by the door.
Oh, I thought. Never mind. Thought somebody was answering. I show it to the keypad then, because I'm sure they have visuals.
And who sent you for this request?
Captain Shepard, Alan Shepard, if you first.
All right. Please, one moment. And you hear the line go dead as the GM opens the door.
Oh. Roll integration video and voice is not currently compatible with Chrome.
That's
Oops.
just voice chat if you're in
I know, but my brother wanted to set up a webcam, but I just realized that's the reason why it wasn't working.
So now you can step through the door.
Okay.
So
And you will have to move
let's-
through the door space in order to get through.
small people.
Whoa.
I'll eventually manage to get my mouse. There it goes. Oh.
Oh, you guys should be sharing vision as well. Fix that.
I'll squeeze my way through that door. Hell yeah.
No, I have everyone shares vision. Why isn't that working either? Alright, well, I'll have to mess with it later. So inside of this small service room, you see a bunch of soldiers just milling about, mostly with filing and paperwork. The guy right in front of you there is working on a computer, keeping records of everything. But the two guys in the back are keeping track of ammo stocks and reloading like weapons and primers and counters and everything. So the guy behind the counter greets you and says, "You here for the report?"
That's us.
Right, if you could just hand over the data pad, please.
I hand it over.
Really should have given it to me.
I'm
Well-
impressed.
Whoever gives it to him, he grabs it,
Well, I had it. So yeah.
runs one of the data cords are connected to it into the computer in front of him, and begins to interface with the both of them. This will take a few minutes to transfer all the logs. Please wait there, and I will pass it back.
Out of context, if we think like, can our characters never?
You can write it down in your journal.
Can character like if you have an instinct feeling, can your character react?
To a point, yes.
Just curious. For some reason, I wanted to peek out to see if any enemy said that.
I mean, you can certainly act on that.
Lazy.
Okay. Well, as this man behind the counter is working on his data pad, you hear around you the sirens begin to go off, and they're not the major sirens that were like all around the city. These ones seem to be more localized as kind of a raid siren kind of thing. And all three of these gentlemen immediately drop what they are doing, including your data pad on the counter next to it, and turn to the door. Well, turn towards the door in order to start going towards it.
The up door or the left door?
The up door.
I'm going to ask if they require.
Sorry, you didn't get our thingy.
I'm
Well,
gonna not
what's
so
going on
gently
now?
come over and nudge the Corian and be like, "There's enemies. We can kill them and get more money."
Oh, okay. Block the door.
Holy shit.
All right. Well, this one, actually, it's this space thing, right? And this one here, start going on through the door, but the one that was helping you stops a little bit, and then turns to respond. and seems to think it over for a bit. He's told whether he should actually allow these random civilians, as far as he knows, in. But seems to think it over and says, "You all any good with a gun?"
Any
I
good.
have pulled out my rifle.
My
I'm
AI
good.
is pretty good with the gun.
Well,
I mean,
I can't promise anything, but more help is always better. And then he turns and carries off.
I think that's more mercenary work, guys. Come on, get out of my way.
Excited.
Got a reveal area.
Oh. Square. Ah! I ran over somebody, apparently.
And so behind this, you can see that this is mainly the major stockyard, where all of the guns are kept, and there's ammo upon ammo,
fun
stacks upon
little-
walls. And before you,
See.
on the far wall, is this huge bay doorway that, from looking at the floor, you can piece together that it used to be part of the major roadways on the floor, but has since been like fortified and shut with a very thick garage-like door. And you can see a bunch of people, most of them soldiers, just milling about, doing their thing, and ready to respond. But they are relatively calm. Either this isn't a big deal, or it's something that happens rather regularly. So what would you like to do?
Alright. Okay, so there's soldiers moving around. Can I hear anything else that would hint as to what's going on?
Give me a listen check.
Just or all?
I guess you could all roll it.
Ooh.
I need to learn the difference between group rolls and those that call it. This
Well,
one sounds like a group roll.
It would be like. No, that doesn't matter for me. The biggest difference would be if it's something audio or visual that you could see without trying to see or hear for it.
Okay.
So, like, if there's a noise coming from the bay, we may not be able to see it, but we would hear it.
That's a good point. Well, this one is something that you could all have a chance to hear, and all but my ear hear it readily enough. There are these heavy thumps of some kind of weaponry coming from up towards the door, at least. It's hard to triangulate where because you're hearing it through echoes, but it's coming from the north.
Real quick, I'm gonna turn to one of these soldiers, be like, "Hey, can I steal some of these thermal clips? I'm running low, and if we're gonna be shooting things, I'm gonna need to be having these."
The soldier you speak to immediately goes to put his hand on his gun and kind of a stationary and says, "No, sir, you cannot be taking those. We're already low on ammo."
Oh, son of a bitch.
How
What
many
are you gonna
do you
do?
have?
He's on the ready.
I'm not. I'm just. I'll just pull out my rifle and just kind of nod at him.
He doesn't like you going for his rifle. You can see the gun lifted from the belt, but when you make no move to, you don't make any
How
other
many do
movement.
you have, Christoph?
I have 3 spare thermal clips.
Where did my go there?
We can easily say that you had time to restock if you had more than that on you, or more than that in your stock. You just didn't have them on you.
No, that's all that I had in my stock and on me in general.
So we restocked.
I mean,
Bill take 7. I have 37.
okay, thank you.
Uh-huh. And I can only carry 13 on.
All right. Well, the guard relaxes after you don't make any other sudden moves, and and puts it away. But he does keep a ready eye on you to make sure you don't go for him.
It's a shame though, man. On Korean ship, if you see it, you need it, you take it.
Ugh,
Prep-
God.
Preparing incendiary ammo. Loading my shotgun. Yeah.
Oh, you have a shotgun too. That's nice.
It's shotgun's bouncing on my back.
Right.
Okay, I don't seem to be doing it right. How do I do that?
Oh my God.
Um,
Elcor that
draw and
just
move
charges
thing?
forward with a shotgun blasting.
Click up the thing, like pull up your thing,
Click on the token.
and then move
Angered.
it somewhere.
Die.
And hit space, and then hit space. Hold space.
For every landmark that you want to stop by, hit space. Or point or whatever.
One moment. Oh,
Waypoint.
move over to another tab that we've already seen, Jace,
Hold on.
so I can walk over there.
Also, Jace, I'm gonna send you something.
Oh, that's a lot different than I understood. Okay, thank you.
And then for you, it will be instant for everyone.
If you could add this for later, it'll be important for later.
Where am I looking?
Discord.
Sure, okay.
Twerp Oko.
Oh, alright.
Welcome.
I should change it a little bit. Oops.
Can't upload that now.
If you're new here, and you're not one of the
I just
players in my
realized
game,
exactly what Philip is, and it makes me upset.
what do you mean?
Philip is Bojingles.
What is? I don't know what that means. Oh,
Ah!
Sudden attack! Roll initiative.
A turret literally falls from the roof.
The first boss!
yeah.
The boss music. Cue it.
Okay. Thanks.
Alright, and that one's controlled by, Goal?
So what's happening?
Nothing. If we're gonna start combat soon, I needed that.
It's there for you.
Excellent. I can't click and drag on it, but it's there. Fantastic.
No,
Oh, I can just put them together. Fantastic. Alright, cool. That's awesome.
Alright, so what are you guys doing? The military people around you are pretty calm given the alert status going on, but you still hear the heavy thunk, 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 thunk.
I'm gonna ask what's going on. 'Cause I didn't
Where are they
hear
pointing their
anything.
guns?
No one's pointing guns yet. You do see a lot of activity up over here.
Good enough for
And
me,
what you
guys.
can
Let's
see
go.
there is that brown square is actually a set of switchback stairways that are very tight, kind of compressed, that lead up about 2 stories into a doorway.
Oh.
Well, we're gonna ask this guy, this soldier, is like, oh, where do you need us?
He glances over to you and seems to think about it. Well, you can go up to the turrets and help out by taking pot shots, but that's kind of a waste of ammo. Or you could probably stand by the door and ready in case they get too close. Right now, we're just waiting to see how big the assault is.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask, do they have cameras overlooking the area?
Yes, this is
Unfortunately, not nearby. They're kind of in the back of the other room.
Would you be able to vouch for us when it comes towards the bounties?
Well, if you're worried about the bounties, there are cameras outside that are recording everything, so any shot that you can claim killed it will be yours.
So we need to go outside then. Hold on.
We're not opening that gate.
Is there like an exterior way to get on top of the wall from the inside?
Nope, only those stairways up to the turrets.
How high up are we talking?
Minimum of 3 stories, no more than 4. It's kind of on a in-between step.
I'll look over the party and like, well, even if we spend 20 clips to kill a single enemy, I mean, kill a single one, we would get 75 credits per, which equates to 75 thermal clip.
Well, if we're using the turrets, then we're not wasting our own ammo. We're wasting the military's ammo. So we.
That was the case. Yes.
Hmm?
Are we using the turrets? I thought we were using.
You don't know.
No.
I'm saying if we decide to go for the turrets and do that,
I didn't
then
think did they say we could use the turrets?
You don't know.
could we man the turrets?
Well, if there's no one on them, I guess. They're in action right now, though. And as he says that, the connection kind of comes through that that's what the thunk, 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 thunk going on in the background is. It only stops periodically.
Oh.
All right. Well, I'm just, gonna stick to my signature move and just hide.
I don't mind taking on turret. Show me where these turrets are, man. I want to take hold of one.
Oh! The crit!
You disappear into that storage rack in front of you. And I wouldn't blame you if you palmed 1 or 2 of the thermal clips around.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna take 2 of them.
Yeah, no more than 2, but I'll give you 'em. Okay, so what's everyone gonna do?
I want to go man one of those turrets.
I'm gonna head up and just look and get a feel for what's going on.
Alright, let me the right layer and open that doorway for you. And then reveal the areas.
Excuse me. Starting to get hungry.
I do like turrets.
Oh. What the
Sure you would,
fuck?
big guy.
What is that thing?
Oh? Oh my.
So what you make out as you open the doorway and get out onto the balcony here is there are 2 turrets that are just taking shot after shot at this oncoming wave of Rovgo enemies. There are the ones that you're familiar with in front, what you heard the captain say were the Bolsket. But you do not know what these other ones behind them are.
Boschetti.
And as you watch, sorry, I gotta get soon. This one over here seems to raise its head above the crate in front of it and spit these bone-like projectiles at almost Mass Effect speeds into the turret right next to my ear. I gotta do this.
What's with this blue line? Visual of.
And luckily for the turret operator, both of them go skittering off the deflection plate at the front of the turret, and he returns fire. Scoring a hit on the raised head of this strange creature for a little bit of damage. But as it gets hit, you see the telltale blue shimmer of shields.
Huh.
And so what you can make out of this creature, because it's very bright out, about 3-4 p.m., is this bulking, almost spider-like base where out of its back grows this. It's kind of just this mash of flesh and chitinous segments that have the appearance of a scorpion's tail. And as this battle rages on around you, you can see one of the strange arachnids, raises its head structure off of its back and spits more of these bone protrusions, bone projectiles, out of these dangling sacs from below its head that look like seaweed. It's pulled out of the ocean that drips blood every time it shoots. It's not a pleasant visage, especially because the front of this thing's very angular, flat head has one jaw structure, and the front of its base has a second jaw structure that is twice the size and sits open most of the time and just seems to clack together every now and then as these things move around. So what are you guys gonna do? We're gonna roll initiative here soon. You've got maybe half an action, maybe one action.
I'm gonna shoot at the guy who just nearly hit me with bones shit. Even though he's behind half, in 3/4.
Hey man, you wanna let me take a ride on that thing for a little bit? I'll take that turret, man. You can get to safety.
The guy doesn't even hear you. He's too busy just taking shots.
Okay, what's our direction are these guys trying to come at? Because I see walls, right?
Can I hit this guy?
So let me zoom out a little bit. Which one are you referring to?
I just kind of like where generally like where could they like potentially break through, because this is a wall right here, right? So I'm not like
those two blue lines on the floor off to the north center are basically just the sidewalks, where the sidewalk starts and the roadway ends.
Okay.
So that's kind of to give you a feel for the area around you. This big red mass to the west is a collapsed building where the entire base of it was just kind of pulled off and fell away from the city in order to provide a bit of more protection.
Okay.
So the only thing that you can see is some of the remaining support pillars and the foundation, effectively. And off to the east is a second building that still stands, raised on this platform a little bit. So it's like maybe 10 feet up at most, with what used to be a very nice gardenscape presentation on the front of it that these two skittering right in front of it are now using as cover.
Alright, well, I don't think I'm gonna be much use up here. So
Can I hit this guy?
Okay, puppy.
Yes, go ahead and take your shots. It will be, because he's behind the cover, I think that was a -4.
+1 for his size.
Yeah.
So
And what range increment are you at?
I know, it's -3 for out of range.
-3 for each range increment you're out of. That one doesn't.
That's out of range. Assault rifles only have a 70.
Okay, so then you would be at a -3 on each of the bullets.
Yeah, -3 plus -4. I'm at a -7. What? My macro broke. I went and fixed my macro. I thought.
Yeah, if you saved it again and it had source code on it, they probably might have that problem. Tyler felt it. No, that was Charles helped me fix it.
I'm not sure why that's breaking. What? Isn't it double brackets?
Yeah, it looks like you're missing a double after the second one.
Gotta be a second bracket.
Ow. Hiding. Do I need spaces in between them?
Shouldn't need them.
There we go.
Very nice.
Well, you have to realize that's without the -7, so that's a.
That's still natural 20, so they're gonna hit.
Alright.
And the third one does not. The fourth one, oh, wrong selector. Unfortunately, does not.
So only the second one does?
No, the first two do.
Okay. Do I need to roll my d20s for where they hit?
That was one piece of housekeeping I forgot about. How are we going to do the criticals? Because after reading the rules again, I was doing it right at the beginning of last game.
Where you have to roll them 3 times?
Yes. I don't like that, so I would like to do something else.
I like the part where like you can get that the whatever the instant kill or whatever that is, where you can like blow off a limb. That's really cool. So I'd still like to have
I
that.
would
But
say skip the confirmation and go straight to that.
but yeah, I guess
Because that still means to instant kill you have to roll 2 d20s perfectly in a row.
Okay. I would say that it's a bit less crippling, so that unless the target is really low on health, it won't immediately do that crippling damage.
Alright, then. My biggest thing is if I'm rolling a d20, I want to get something from it. If I'm rolling a natural 20, I want to get something.
Well, you'll certainly get something from it, because we're going to be skipping the confirmation roll, so every critical hit you get will be at the weapon's critical rating. For you, that's going to be 2 shots at ×3 damage.
My weapon has ×3.
Yeah, I think that weapon is ×3. What weapon are you using?
The Avenger.
So yeah, I wouldn't worry about not getting something from it. It's just the flavor of it and whether
Well,
it's
then,
crippling.
what I would say is, when you roll for the damage, you hit. I would say, roll a d20. You roll to see if you hit. If you get a natural 20, then you roll to see if you confirm. And if you confirm, then you have the full limb effects. If not, you just get the damage multiplier.
Aren't you still rolling 3 times then?
Yes, but you still, if you roll a natural 20 just on your initial roll, you're still getting your damage multiplier.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, then I didn't understand what you're saying.
Yeah, if on these 2 you will get the damage multiplier for your weapon.
I have to.
And then if you want to roll a second d20, that will be for the flavor of it, like whether it cripples or insta kills.
Well, you're still. See, you're not saying what I'm saying. One moment, I want to check. And yeah, my weapon's just a ×2.
Oh.
What I was saying is this: you roll a d20 to see if You roll to see if you hit. If you hit, you hit. I mean, if you get the 20, you crit no matter what with the damage. Then you roll again to see if you get the natural 20 again.
Oh, okay.
And then at that
So, yeah.
point, that's when you'll get the full effects of shooting off a limb, whatnot. Or if you get the natural 20, the instant.
What do the rest of you think?
I think that keeps pretty much the integrity of what we need. So you got your first nat 20 makes it a crit. The second nat 20 tells you whether it's one of those really crippling effects, and then the third roll.
Well, the second
determines the
roll, if
effect.
it's over the target's defense, will tell you if it's going to be one of the fancy. And then the third roll tells you what that fancy thing is.
Okay.
No, so the third roll you don't have to roll a natural 20.
No, if you get 2 natural 20s anywhere in there, it is considered an insta-kill.
Okay.
Or if it...
Okay, so then the only thing we're changing is if you get that initial d20, it's a crit no matter what.
Yes.
Okay, then that's fine.
Is that good with group?
Good with me.
Okay, so I need to roll.
I might need a quick explaining if it happens to me, but I doubt
Yeah,
that's
that's
gonna happen
fine.
too often. So
So I need to roll 2
Sure I got it right.
d20s. So 11 and an 8. Minus 7, so yeah. So I'm just getting my double damage. What the hell?
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh. Cool. I roll a whopping 2d6 damage.
woo!
I forgot my weapons are small, so I get shafted. Ten damage at least. At least I roll higher.
That would be 20 damage total.
No?
Yeah.
I already did the math. My weapon does 2d3 damage.
Oh.
Yeah, again, I do no damage.
Okay.
Small weapons are garbage.
Well, you still sneak a few shots around the big signpost that it's hiding behind for what building used to be there, and manage to take out its shield. They skitter and spark as they fail, leaving the creature exposed, but it does not back off at all. Alright, so that's Meyer's extra move. Goal tried to talk the guy off of the turret, so that's his. I don't know if Larry would be fast enough for this, because you are in.
Oh, I just walked down the stairs.
Oh, you walk down the stairs? Okay.
Yeah,
that is all.
He can't do anything. He has a shock.
And all
Alright,
I'm gonna do is activate my tack cloak.
Thought you already did. Oh, no, you hit.
Same thing, right?
And how does that one work again?
Tack cloak, it gives me a +10 to hide checks, but the reason why I'm using it right now is it gives me. Hold on one second. Yeah.
I know it gives your next shot some kind of bonus.
That is 1d6 bonus damage.
Sneak attack. Sneak attack.
Sorry about that. Grandma came into the room and had to ask me a question.
No problem.
Yeah. It gives me a damage bonus on my next shot out of it.
Isn't
It's
it 1d6?
Yeah, it's 1d6 with a sniper rifle. So I'm just gonna do that for now, and that'll be my turn.
Okay, go ahead and give me a hide roll.
Okay.
Just for the feel of it.
So that'd be a 29 with the
29.
+10.
Okay, very nice.
Holy freak.
Do you want to go out now, puppy? Jesus.
Pretty sure if you weren't attached to yourself, you
Yeah, you have a pretty good feeling you're hidden right now. Alright, so we are going to roll initiatives.
Is there initiative on this sheet? I can't find it.
It's on
Combat.
Check.
It's like the first thing under combat. Like, click on combat and the first
Oh.
thing your mouse will hit.
I wasn't
Does-
clicking on my token.
Does this one add to turn order? No, right?
It does not automatically. No.
Okay, yeah, right.
Okay.
Oh, that 24 initiative. Oh wait, no.
4!
Yeah.
I'm gonna go first. I know it. No one was faster than me.
You're not going last.
I am.
No, you're not.
Okay. So, I just need
You
a
didn't-
quick
No one rolled lower than me.
clarification, real quick.
Okay.
So, on one of my specializations I was able to take called Assassination, it increases the critical threat range of sniper rifles by 1 while the power is active and while using the aiming action. And then in the rulebook, one second. And then in the rulebook, it says, for the aiming action, the weapon's critical threat range is increased by 1. For sniper rifles, the critical threat range is increased by 2 instead. So if I aim and pop my assassination, would that give me a critical threat range of 3? Or plus 3?
I don't think they stack like that.
Okay.
Because
Well, that'd be...
If aiming normally gives
you're muted, Bear.
If aiming normally gives you a critical of plus 1, and that assassination specialization requires you to be aiming, that would make no sense, because then there'd be no reason to take that.
Yeah. And with a sniper, just to clarify, with a sniper, the aiming action gives me a plus 2 to my threat range.
And it's a
It's a
single
1.
action.
Or it's 2 actions to aim, and then it's a free action to pop my assassination. So I'd have to aim and then pop assassination next turn.
Oh yeah, then they would stack if it's that costly to aim.
Okay.
So yes, you would have an aim, depending on your sniper rifle, you'd have either an 18 or 17. 20.
It'd be 17, I'm pretty sure.
If you're getting plus 3, that means you have 20, 19, 18.
Well, no, because isn't 20 already base, so it would bring it down 3 steps, so 19, 18, 17?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh. More than I thought. How are you getting plus 3? I thought it was plus 2.
It's
One
plus...
for aiming, one's for assassination.
No, if I'm using a sniper rifle with aiming, it's a plus 2. If it's any other weapon, it's a
Oh.
plus 1.
Oh. And then aiming itself always gives you a plus 1. Worse.
I think you're still misunderstanding. Aiming for any weapon besides a sniper rifle is plus 1. With a sniper rifle, it's plus 2. Assassination is an extra 1.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Error. That's
Right, I have you guys in the turn tracker. You're just at the bottom.
Okay.
Okay.
so far. Yeah, Tyler. Guess who's going last?
Not you.
Me. I don't know why you keep saying not you. I have a 4.
Oh, okay. Charles already added it in. Never mind. XD.
Don't worry.
I thought that was your nat
this will
roll.
this will how to put it? This won't you won't go last very often with me around.
Do you
That's
have
that's
a
my
minus
job.
initiative? I'll still go last. You have more of a bonus than I do. You have a plus 4.
It's a -6, dude.
There's a plus in there. looking at your macro. Oh, okay, that is funky. Plus and minus.
Plus a -1. Plus
Welcome
a
back to high
-5.
school.
Well, I couldn't see. Again, 4K is unfortunately somewhat bad at times.
Yeah, no worries. It's hard to.
Oh, it's trying to read on 4K. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I need to just zoom in on this. Like,
Alright. So Christophus is up first.
Okay, in my turn, I'm going to aim, or I'm going to activate the aim action. It doesn't say in the book if I have to like designate a target. It just says I aim down the sights, and then
I see aim more as like you're just bracing the weapon like against your shoulder, steadying your breathing.
okay,
I don't think it matters too much what the target is.
okay. Then I'm just gonna aim, and then for my free action, I'll activate the assassination, and then that's my turn.
What does activating the assassination here do for you?
It's just
How'd-
assassination is just that specialization that I have. Here, I'll just copy
I'd
pasta.
probably activate it next turn when you're gonna take the shot.
No, because it lasts for 2 actions. So next turn, I'm going to shoot, reload, and then the assassination will be over.
Yeah, but if you instead activate it next turn, shoot, reload, and then shoot again with 2 things.
No, because the shooting is 1 action, the reload is the 2nd action. So regardless, I lose the assassination after next turn.
Oh, it's 2 actions, not 2 shots.
Yeah, it's
Two
it's 2 actions. Most of the specializations are their thing is actions, not turns.
Alright, that makes sense.
Oh.
Alright, so next up,
Stupid.
up in the northeast, you see another skitterin carefully poke its head up over that large. It's kind of a mural / subway station entrance.
Yeah, we can't see.
Yeah, it's very hidden, and with the lighting effects, I know it's blocked. But there's one behind there. I just moved him into view. But he picks his head up over the thing, so that's all he can see, and takes a shot towards the turret. And it really seems to be taking its time, lining it up, and then spits a single shot.
KFC and watermelon.
And it does manage to sneak by the turret to catch the operator in the shoulder, who does the whole thing as he falls to the ground behind the turret. He'll live, but he is definitely hurt because his shields have already taken a beating. So that is that one. This first Bolskett right here is going to spend all of its movement running up towards the door.
God damn.
So you should see at least some of that. So next up is Goal.
Well, I mean, if he's not using the turret anymore, then I guess I can use the turret.
Okay. If you're gonna step over the downed soldier's body, go ahead.
Definitely. Alright, do you want me to put my character on top of the turret?
No, just behind it where he was and I'll him.
Okay. Excuse me, sir.
Other turret, the one by
Oh.
the ear.
Yeah.
This one? Okay.
You don't
there
want
we go.
that turret anyway, because you can barely shoot one
This
person.
one's closer. Yeah. Here we go.
Yep.
Alright.
So that's a big mounted defensive turret. It's got defensive wings in front of it with a view screen over the front, and it's 2 big cannon-like units. So go ahead and give me a attack. Who are you gonna shoot at?
I'm gonna shoot at this one because the other one's undercover. And I think I got a clear shot.
Okay.
And then my bonus. Sorry, is my dex, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Should he make a heavy
nice.
weapons check?
Oh yeah.
Actually, yes. Good call.
Heavy weapon. Oh. Okay.
Oh,
And so that would be the heavy weapons check is to make sure that he knows how to use it, right?
I think it's supposed to be the attack roll. Not quite sure.
Well.
Okay.
it
Well,
does
either
say-
way, he
Yeah.
definitely hits with that. So go ahead and roll the weapons damage, which is going to be 1d12.
I will say that the heavy weapons check is a strength check, so maybe it's like if I have the muscle to use it.
That's,
Yeah.
so it's probably an attack roll based on whether you can
Like
keep the weapon
control.
under control.
Oh, okay, okay, cool. And then what am I rolling?
1d12 plus 1.
All right. Well, bam.
I'd have laughed if you got more than me.
So that's very solid hit that catches this Bolsket right in the back shoulder, pinging off of the plate for 8 points of damage, and you have one more action because this shoots one shot per action from one of the heavy turrets.
Do I need to reload it or anything?
Nope.
No, he-
Yep, they're basically power fed from underneath.
How the
I've
fuck
got
do
a
I spell
cheeky
cloak?
Idea. How tall is this rampart right here?
To protect you guys, it's about 4 feet.
4 feet tall?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going. Yeah, I could survive a 4 feet little drop. All right.
Oh wait, to go
Um,
down?
Yeah. Yeah. Like
No,
how
that's
tall
like
is it?
3 stories, so probably 30
Okay.
feet.
Never mind. Maybe not that high. I have yeah. Nope. Alright. I'll just end my turn, I guess. Make sure I understand what I'm doing with this thing.
You're not gonna take another shot?
Oh yeah, I can take another shot. I thought it was a one shot per. Okay.
No, it's 1 shot per action.
Okay, that makes more sense. I'm
You
gonna
have to
blast
act.
this thing again then.
Okay, go ahead and make your heavy weapons roll.
Heavy weapon. I am heavy weapons guy. No.
And unfortunately not. The first shot was definitely a lucky one as you got behind the gun, got it lined up and pulled the trigger, but on the second one when you squeezed with your opposite hand, it was just a bit too much kick on the first and the shot goes right over the thing's head.
Okay. Alright.
Alright, so the next Skitterin is up, and it's the one behind the guy you were shooting at. And this one is going to use its movement. That's the wrong.
So the dude next to me is dead. Isn't dead, right?
What, the one in front of you?
The one that Tyler kicked off.
Oh no, he's not dead. He's just writhing in pain on the ground.
Never mind. I was gonna take a page from Tyler's book.
He's going to move over towards this cover as far as he can. And then shoot 3 shots towards Goal's turret.
Oh boy. Alright.
Yeah, Tyler, if he was dead, I was gonna throw his body over so that it splits. You have some more.
And
money.
because you're elevated above it and behind this big protective screen, it's not going to have much chance to do so.
I'm lazy and just roll like 3d20.
I need you to put yourself above your little turret thing, please.
Oh yeah. I don't
So
know
that I can
what
click on
moved
you.
it.
You're the one that matters.
Yeah. Can I? I don't think I can move what layer it's on.
Alright,
That's...
I'll move it to back. Alright, there you go.
Excellent.
And doesn't do very well, but one shot is just perfect and managed to get around the protective screen in front of you and does connect.
Oh boy.
Um, but it only hits for 3 damage.
It hits for what?
3 damage.
Alright. One, two, three.
So the next Skittering is over on the east side, towards the very back. And it is actually going to take some shots at the defenses near it. So I'll make that quick. But it does not manage to connect. It just hits the front armor on the turret and pings off. The next Skittering is the one in the middle behind the turret, or sorry, the card that it's been kind of pushed up on its side. It's using this cover. And it's going to spit over it at those same defenses its friend shot at. And once again, it's just basically throwing bones at metal. It catches the front wing and skips off. Next is just the group initiative for the turrets on the right side, which are going to make their 2 shots each at the skitter in front of it. All of which managed to connect, just tearing into this creature in front of it. Doing... not as much damage as it could have. But its shields spark and disappear, and you can see the first, or the next 2 chew into its armor. The second one drawing just a little bit of blood as it is still forcibly ricocheted away. Next up is the one man remaining on the right turret, who is looking at the soldier that you kicked off of the turret, but seems to understand that there are bigger importances right now. He's going to use his 2 attacks to shoot at the Skittering they were shooting at before. Because he's got higher cover, he's not going to have as good a chance to hit. And unfortunately gets really bad roll, so he does not. They both sink into the turret, or to the plaque in front of it. So Larry's up.
Okay. Oh. I'm not. Go walk over. Is this a door here? Big gate? This wall?
Yes, that wall in front of you is a very big garage type doorway.
Okay.
It's
Okay, this sounds
extremely
like
thick.
a good place. Good place to be.
Okay. So do
Sure
you
you
want
don't
to?
operate one of these turrets, man?
Yeah, do you want to read anything while you wait?
I can't read anything. That was 2 movement actions.
Oh, okay.
Your speed, what, like 10?
15.
15, thank you.
I
You should take
very,
fleet, so you'll be a whopping 20.
I don't need to move very fast. Take things nice.
Alright, so next up is another of the Bolskett. That is going to, again, use all of its movement to run up towards the wall. And it gets all the way to there. And his buddy next to it is going to do the same thing. To get to there. Next up is the Skitterin that you guys were shooting at up front here. And not really sure who to shoot at. It's going to just spray some fire towards the turret that Goal is on. Because it's got a few too many targets right now.
Okay.
Because you are, again, up on a lifted platform with the shield, it's not going to be very good.
I'll wait until after it fires to connect.
One just manages to connect around the armor for trading. For 4 points of damage. The last Bolskett's gonna go, the one that you've been shooting at.
Okay.
Get up to the wall space here. Or move towards the wall and get that far. And the last Skitterin over on the other side that just got pounded on by the turrets is going to fire back with 3 shots. With very poor chances that do not hit. And one of them manages to sink into the wall in front of it, scaring itself with the backlash.
Cool.
Okay, my hair's up.
I actually get a turn? Wow. Okay, so I'm going to activate Overkill, which is a free action. Shoot this guy.
Okay.
Wow!
Oh no.
Wait, those aren't the right numbers. No, they are. I know, one hit. Because that's without the minuses, so -7, so
Well, which one are you shooting at? Same one?
1.
I did not take into account that you are elevated, so that would be more of a -4.
Okay. That's still.
So yeah, unfortunately, those all sink into the turret or behind it. It's not the turret, the
Aren't you glad
mural
you
in
waited
front
for
of
your
it.
turn?
What was that?
Aren't you glad you waited for your turn?
Yeah. So what's the natural
You have another
20?
action.
I got a natural 1.
That would just consume the shot after it.
And then I'll just try to take another shot at it. Wow.
Feels bad.
Right.
Yeah, unfortunately, those managed to connect. Hey, Christophus is up.
All right.
Especially since from what we determined, that's all of those would have to be minus by 2.
Well, that was part of it, wasn't it?
No. Because That was -2 for the first shot, but I thought we said if you fire 2 shots in the same turn, you have to take the recoil double on the second shot.
Oh my god. I hate this.
Hey, Phil.
Alright, well, I was shooting at this guy that's closer to us, but I missed, so I'm just gonna reload now and end my turn. I shot my wad off, and it didn't work. Didn't pay off.
That was with like aiming, and that was with.
Yeah, you know, I think it's weird that aiming doesn't provide a bonus to your 2-hit instead of the crit threat thing, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing I've found about this system is it's a lot like Pathfinder, where everything is floating variable. So you have to have a really good image of the whole action in your mind to give it the and minuses it deserves. And so, like, your +5 is just your stats. And given the location and things, it would be maybe +4. No, I said +3 for the height, +2 for their size. But do you have any range penalties with the sniper at close range?
I don't think so.
Because this thing is charging towards you, which is a minus, according to the rules, because it's -2 if you move. Well, actually, -2 for every 15 feet you move on your turn. So that'd be -8.
I'll check to see if there is any negative penalties, but I don't think, maybe at closer ranges, then yeah, but I don't think at 60 yards out it would be, or 60 feet out.
I don't imagine there are, so if you don't know of any, then it's fine.
Okay, well that's my turn.
Alright. If it wasn't running, I would give you the shot, but since it is, I can't.
Yeah, that's cool.
Alright, so the Skittering hiding behind the subway entrance, head back up and take a shot at goal since it thinks the turret is still active. That. Which does manage to connect, just barely. A slightly more dangerous shot. That does 4 damage to you.
Okay.
Did you take the 3 from earlier?
Yeah.
Not to your health, that was to your shield.
I have big shields, and I cannot lie. 4 damage you said?
I'll be right back, boys.
Yeah.
I gotta go pee again.
Alright, that's all I can do with that shot. This Bolsket is again going to take its movement to charge up, and then since it can get close enough there, it is going to open its pincers talons wide and charge towards the wall. And Larry, behind it, hears a slight thump as it connects, and doesn't seem to do much other than rattle it just a little bit.
Oh.
Goal is up.
So my turret's busted.
No, your turret's fine.
Oh, okay. I just got hit. Okay.
Yeah,
You're
it's just been
busted.
deflecting shots.
Yeah. Alright, in that case, I misheard you at one point. So in that case, I am going to do this buddy. Get him off. Well, actually no, because you guys could hit. What? I'm gonna shoot this guy. Does that make more sense? So you guys can shoot that one. Yeah, it makes sense. Alright, so I'm gonna shoot that one. And heavy weapons is this one. Bam! Dang it. Hello?
Yeah, sorry, Jaren was distracting me.
Oh,
So
no
you
worries.
shot that Bolsket over there?
This one.
Okay, so you swivel the turret around, opening your back to the Skittering behind you a little bit. Aim down, and the first shot hits just at its feet, but does not manage to connect.
Um.
And I have nerfed these guys pretty heavily, just so you know.
Yeah. And I need to take a full turn to restore shields, right?
Yes.
So, without taking damage. So, okay. So I'm just gonna shoot again. One more time. Bam!
Very nice, that one connects, so roll your d12.
12 plus what? Bam!
Very nice, max damage. So you managed to line it up as this thing is running by into its head, and the side of its face kind of jerks to the left as this round sinks into it.
Hey! Booyah.
It's not bleeding just yet, but you can tell it definitely felt that.
Awesome.
Alright, so the skittering in the back here is going to move a little bit more back and behind that crashed car for a little bit of extra cover. And then just take a couple of shots towards the turret the goal is in. One does manage to sneak by. Mainly because you turned the turret over to shoot at the Bolsket there.
Hi, Doodle.
And it hits you hard for 6 points of damage.
Hitting at me. I'm sorry, you cut out a little bit. I didn't know.
Oh yeah, it was at goal.
Okay.
Hit for 6 damage.
Okay. That's not good.
Yep.
Okay.
So next up is again the skittering on the east at the front. He's going to take a couple of pot shots at the actually no, sorry, that's the one in the back. So it's going to take a more careful shot at the turrets in the hopes of actually connecting. And manages to soundly oh, yeah, fix that. It manages to hit this guy for a little bit of damage. He's still got some shields left because he's been pretty lucky. But you don't know how long that's gonna last. Oh, that's because your portrait is weird. I will probably need to fix that between games.
For who?
That's a more technical fix.
Okay. Everyone's
Uh,
cutting out just a little bit, and I'm not sure when it
Oh.
is either. Oh. I'm
Now
sorry
you're
if I
cutting
missed
out.
something. Oh.
Yeah, so I'm not sure where it is.
Where am I? What?
Where the problem is, because you were cutting out a little bit there.
Yeah, I don't either, so if you were talking to me, I don't know what happened.
Oh, you're good for now.
Okay.
Alright, so the skittering in the back there is also going to take a shot at those turrets. I'm just going to have to speed this up because you guys don't want to be rolling tonight. Does not manage to connect. The right turrets are going to shoot back at the same target. All but one managed to hit on this front skittering that most of you probably can't see. But it's this one here. And absolutely destroy it. leaving that one dead. And the left turret guy is going to take a couple of shots at the Skittern hiding behind the wall. One of which manages to connect. But doesn't hit very hard. That guy was very unlucky. Okay. Larry is up.
Okay. Someone say mana turret. I'll walk this way. Did you need help with the turret? Look up
Alright,
there.
well, before you do that, let me do this, because this is kind of a set piece that's happening in between, like, as they're shooting up here, and you just got down to there.
Okay.
I need to get to the right layer to fix something. But as you're moving around that corner, and the bull sket gets up on it, and hits it that one time with its mandibles, the siren upgrades a little bit to be a much louder, more incessant whine. As these soldiers that you see kind of taking up posts behind like that red car and the one out in front of you, Larry,
Oh.
they ready their weapons as the gate rises,
Oh.
opening it to everyone on here.
Okay, so now this thing is like it's coming up right now.
Yes, it's rising. You got a clear shot on everything in front of you.
Oh my. Okay.
You can see through that now, right?
Yep. All right. Let me how close to it? Oh yes. Okay. Okay. Oh, that means I need to walk that direction. Perfect. Okay.
Right.
Okay. All right. Okay, I'm gonna walk up to it, and I'm gonna full auto my shotgun on it.
Okay. What is your gun?
It's the M27 Scimitar.
All right, go ahead and roll your shots. I'm just looking it up.
+1 for it being large.
Yes, it's a large target, so it's going to be +2. Actually, no,
Alright.
you're the same size, so it's technically
wait,
0 for you.
Oh yeah, it's the same size. Right. Okay.
I know its
So,
base is a little bit bigger, but that's more
Yeah.
in general profile.
Okay. Here we go. Oh boy, that was. Where's? Those bad rolls.
It says the scimitar is an automatic too.
What is full auto? Okay, just take the full auto. That's full auto is taking an entire turn, and I had to move. Never mind, I can't pull out my shotgun. So I would just do the auto to the first 2 shots. That's all.
Alright, that's right. I understand now.
I forgot. I need to move
You're muted, but full auto is if you spend all of your turn, like you haven't moved or anything.
Yeah. You have to spend all your entire turn full auto. Yeah.
How many do you shoot more than just if you did 2?
You shoot 3 times, and I can't do that
wish I
because I
knew
moved.
that.
Isn't it based on what your gun is? Because like a full auto would be both actions worth of shots plus something plus like 1 extra.
Yeah, so it's like 3 actions worth of auto.
Yeah.
Including recoil. So I can't do that. It would just I've just used the first 2 shots.
Are we adding recoil, or is recoil the same across all shots?
Recoil is the same across all shots.
So the first shot, the second shot, and the third shot all will have -3.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. And what was it we decided on matching defense? Is that in the defenders or the attackers side? I thought it was defenders.
I think we said defenders because we have pretty low defense throughout.
All right, so your first shot scatters across its armor, but the second shot hits the armor and seems to bite a bit before the force is just barely ricocheted away.
Okay. That is all.
Alright, so these other Bolskit are going to make their turns. This one's gonna run up on this. And it cannot get to there. So it is just going to move everything it can up into the now open door. There. This one is going to do likewise. Get to there. And it can charge at this car, so it's going to. And it's not going to be able to hit the soldiers, but it does smack into the barricade, do a decent amount of damage to it. It'll take a couple more hits, but you don't think it'll take too much to get through it. So next up is the skitter in near Mayor in the turrets. And it's going to take both of its actions this turn to shoot at the turret, since its back is open to it, and it's its bigger target. Even so, only one manages to find its mark and hits for
4 damage.
Oh, I forgot my +1. I'm retarded.
That would have made a difference.
Yeah. Facepalm. Okay. Alright.
And it smacks into your back with a very nicely aimed shot for 4 points of damage.
Bitchin', Jaren! Keep your mouth shut. Alright.
That does not carry through to your health.
Oh, it does not. Okay, good.
No, once your shields go down, it consumes all damage.
Okay, so I
And
just
then
got
the next shots, if there were any that connected, on towards that.
right. Okay.
So last Bullsket's going to go. And he can't really get anywhere, so that's the best he can do. And the last Skitterin over in the back east is going to take its turn to move up towards its buddy's corpse.
Murder him.
And it does manage to make it.
Hey, cool, that's 1 more kill.
Not one that you guys made, but go ahead, Meyer.
Well, no, it will split into 2, and so we can get 2 kills.
If he eats it.
Is that stupid asshole still hiding behind that thing? So I'm at like the -4.
Well, let me picture it here. You were up on this raised platform, looking down on it from the propped up on the edge. So I would say that's a +7 right there. And it's a large target, which is +2. You are outside of 1 range increment, which is a -3. And then whatever your recoil is on top of that.
I automatically account for it.
Okay. It is behind a large mural thing that's covering up a chunk of it, which is... What did we say that was? Does anyone remember? Well, for now, let's say it's a -3. I can't remember what we said it was.
So just what's my total?
I think you'll be at -1.
So yeah, I'm gonna full auto this, which you said is 3 shots.
No, full auto.
It's like autoing 3 times.
Yeah.
And with the penalties that would apply to it, so you get the recoil penalty, the first shots, you get ×2 recoil penalty. The second,
So
however many
it was what I
shots.
said.
Oh, is that
And
what you
then
meant? I thought you
it's-
said each bullet. My bad.
No, for like each shot.
And then the third group of bullets gets a negative 3 times your recoil penalty, or 3 times penalty to the shot. So you get lots of recoil at the end, though.
Okay, so first one, second one will be -3. Oh wait, these are minus all of those by 1. Sorry,
Oh, okay.
because I was using the wrong one.
So
This is
-1, -3.
then -6. So none on the last one hit.
But you did get 2 to connect on the first burst. You just couldn't keep the gun steady enough to keep it on target. So go ahead and roll 2 damages.
That pitiful damage. I'm waiting for it too.
You called it.
What the heck, Jared? You got prophetic damage rolls.
So the shots sink into its armor, and the armor seems to hold up. So Christophus is up.
Okay.
Wait, the thing has armor?
Yeah.
It has shields, armor, and health?
All right. So I guess I will shoot at this guy. He is well within my range.
Okay.
M92 Mantis. God damn it! Those damage rolls, but the hit. Why?
So you would be hard pressed to see it where you're standing,
Okay.
because where you are in relation to it would have the railing covering it.
Okay. Yeah, I figured I would have missed that anyways.
Well, we didn't have all of the modifiers on that because you're elevated. Do you have anything that ignores cover?
No.
Okay, yeah, so you'd be at the same -1.
Okay.
And unfortunately, that does not hit.
All right. Well, then I'm going to swap weapons then, and I'll end my turn.
Okay. Alright, so lightning rounds, we're just gonna do these nice and simple. With that. Alright, so this first skittering does not manage to get a shot off that does anything. The bull skit is going to, what's this one? Move up onto the barricade and try to attack the soldier, which does not manage to connect. So goal is up.
Alright, I'm getting out of this turret.
So you leave it behind. The poor soldier still cradling the wound in his shoulder. He has managed to pull the bone spike out so that he can at least brace it, but he's still not doing well.
It's a full turn to recharge shields.
Yes.
Crap. Okay. Can I administer any gel to this guy? Now that he's so he's definitely hurt, right?
Yeah, he's not looking too good. If he gets medical help, he'll still live, but he's gonna have a few scars.
All right. Well, let me help out this guy. It's the first aid roll.
Yes.
All Alright.
Glad you know. I was trying to look.
Kablam. Ah, well. Could be
Well,
better.
you stab him with the suture.
What is the threshold on it?
It literally heals you for the first aid check, I think, it said. Oh my gosh.
Really? Holy cow. I guess medicine is better than in D&D.
It's also expensive. It's like
Yeah, it's like a
fif-
meta gel. It's
Yep.
like
It's
And then you
50.
go on like a 10 action cooldown.
Oh, okay.
that
Nice.
was the cost. Okay, yeah, so that's right.
Okay.
All right, so you
And then-
administer the meta gel. It comes from your Omni tool, covers the guy, and it focuses mainly on the wound to cover the bleeding.
Don't die! And then I run out.
And you can see that he's definitely pleased. Now he's just kind of laying on the ground.
And then I just kind of skedaddle.
Okay.
Alright, that's my turn.
So next skittering is which one was it? One in the back. You just moved. So it is now going to shoot at Mayor, who is the next target that it can easily make out. But does not manage to hit. So that one is actually dead. I need to roll it. This next skittering is going to shoot over at the turret friend has been poking at, which again fails to connect. The turrets on the right are going to shoot at the one that is trying to get up onto its buddy there. But actually I need to read. Actually, yeah, I just did it. All but one of the shots do manage to connect. And they pound on the thing's shield. Give me the icon info. Causing them to fall. That one is now unshielded.
Which one is?
The one over by the standing building that's trying to get to its buddy.
Oh, so forever.
Your left friend is going to shoot at the skitter, and you guys have been aiming at.
I could try.
And unfortunately, it gets right into the armor, but the armor just manages to deflect it. So now the soldiers inside are going to respond to this new problem. This one is going to move here. And
You know,
can...
none of us can see this, right?
What?
We can only see where we're standing.
Oh crap, I hate that. Alright, I probably will not use that even though it's fancy.
I'm sure there's a way to get it work, but it would probably take quite a bit of testing, because, like, yeah, we can't see any of the bay.
Oh.
I've been using
Like,
my
come look,
imagination.
if you want to see what we can see, come look.
Well, I can see on Phil's. I still have the stream up. So this guy does manage to connect and deal some damage. And the one next to him is going to... Actually, no, he's just gonna... make his attack at full auto. Just standing there, ready to take it, full armor. He seems pretty well equipped.
What's up, Pat? What's up, Seth? How you boys doing?
And just lays into the thing.
Hey, puppy.
So the first 2 shots sink into this thing's face, and the second shot draws a little bit of blood, and the remaining 3 shots eat through its health and manage to drop this thing as it's charging in onto its face. It is dead.
Cheater.
And these other 2 soldiers on the right, one is currently menaced by melee, but it's still going to take 2 shots that are going to provoke attacks of opportunity against him. He only manages to sink 1 shot because the responding attack misses. And this is the one that was already hurt, so its armor is now faded. Well, the other medic is only going to have his little pistols to help him out, but he's still going to take some shots.
Hey, that's gonna be the hero. Telling you right now.
Out of curiosity, are these range engagements be common?
Can you put that down as something to discuss after the game? Because I feel like we should discuss it, and it's only 1 attack manages to connect and does a little bit of. So Larry's up.
Oh, mute buttons here. Okay, sprinting. Is that full turn action?
Yes.
Okay.
You guys run really fast.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna sprint over here then.
Okay.
That is all.
Yep, that's your turn. I need to make sure that this guy is off the turn tracker because he's dead. So the next bull scat doesn't notice you coming and is going to try and attack the soldier in front of him. First with a mandible strike, and then 2 bites with the pincers. All of which the guard is wily enough to just barely sneak around. Which is that one's turn. And the one on the car is going to try and push through the car again. Let's see how it goes. Doesn't make a whole lot of progress. Its jaws get stuck in one of the doors and it has to yank the thing off and spit it out to the side before back in. So the Skitterin by my ear is going to poke his head up over and take a couple of shots at her. It fires twice, both just sinking into the defensive barrier in front of you, but the third one manages to sneak over the top and catch you in the shoulder. And the remaining 3 very soundly miss going wide. And it does 3 points of damage.
Who was that to? Sorry.
That was to you.
Felt like it. This fucker, I will kill him, even if it's the last thing I do.
And the last skittering over by the building is going to start eating its friend. It's going to take all of its turn to do that and get halfway through the corpse. It's a very grisly display. Is anyone in view of that?
No, there's an
can't
entire building in between us.
Oh, over here. Like here? Oh, arrow. There we go. There's the arrow.
Way over here.
It's over
Oh.
here. Does anyone have a view of that?
I have
I don't think
range,
so.
but again, isn't that that's full cover? That's 3/4 cover. I'm pretty sure we can't see that.
Yeah, so you're lucky. You cannot see that.
Lucky I can't see it. Huh?
Oops, sorry. That was my ears up.
Alright, I missed. This person right here. Tanky, non-tanky. Like,
He's taken a couple of hits, but no blood is visible.
so his armor is up, but weakened by a lot.
Yes.
Is there anyone on this turret, or is it broken?
No one's on it.
Yeah, I got shot off.
I guess I'll go on it and then shoot once. This guy.
Okay. You may have a weapons roll. And add a... well, no, it moved fully, so +1 to it. Very nice. That hits. Roll a d12.
D12.
Oh, yeah, it was. Sorry.
Like, come on, this isn't even a small weapon. Don't chip me one.
It's a small turret.
Yeah, just because I get on, it
It shrieks down.
it's Skyrim all over again.
Oh, that sucks so much.
Wow, maximum.
Very nice. Your weapon sinks into the side just behind one of the mandibles in a soft spot. Digs a big bleeding gout out of the armor, and you can tell that it's lost a lot, but the armor has been consumed. It didn't do as much damage as it could have, but the armor. What I meant to say.
Oh.
All right, Christophus is up.
All right. Okay. So I'm gonna move first. There we go. Let me see. Where is this guy?
Okay.
All right. So I am going to trigger my overkill as a free action and shoot this guy with my assault rifle.
Okay.
Oh no. Why God.
Oh wow.
Unfortunate.
Oh.
Yeah, that is really bad luck.
There
Nat 1
is no
cancels your
God.
Nat 20.
Oh, kill me. Why can I not get any good rolls tonight, boys?
Well, you would have at least a +4 because of its size and range. But it didn't move, so it would be at least +1, which luckily for you pushes those last 2 into hits.
Oh, good. Okay. 1 second. Oop.
Very nice. So you sneak out from behind your little wall. You aim your rifle and follow up Myers' heavy turret shot with a burst. And unfortunately, your gun overheats on that first one, so the second one goes way wide. But the next two shots, you do get it under control. Managed to hit for 5 points.
Sweet.
And it's not looking too good now. The first shot into the same spot that Meyer hit, the second shot into the side of its head. And it's not got much left.
All right. Well, that's my turn.
You see the second shot that your first shot made go wide, just like fly through 4 buildings and hit a child predator.
Kills an innocent child predator Quarian.
Wait.
That'd be a lot of ricochets.
Just bounce.
Alright, so lightning mode, this Skittering is going to take a shot at Meyer now that the she's on that turret.
Fuck
That it's
you,
been-
I will tank everything.
And it's gonna it's been poking it. And it's one of the bigger shots, so it has a better chance.
Oh, God, my rolls are shit tonight, boys.
But still, once again, it pings off of the deflector wall. This last bullshit that you guys have been poking at is finally going to go. And reeling from that attack, it's going to just move up to here. And then charge in at this guy for a heavy attack. And unfortunately, he takes the hit. For 6 points of damage that also knocks him onto his back behind it. He is now prone. Or knocks him away onto his back right there. Not that any of you can see it right now. Not one of you can.
Yeah,
Okay,
I can
goes
I can
up.
see
Alright.
basically everything, right?
I'm planning this for a long time. I'm gonna recharge my shields, guys.
Alright, so your shields begin recharging. I think you get 10%
Yeah.
from the action, and then every turn that you do not take it damage, they will go up 10%.
Alright, is it every action or turn? Because I thought we said action last time.
What did we say last time?
We said that.
Okay, 10% every action.
And it's rounded down, unfortunately. But man, aren't you guys glad I'm here?
Hey, at least your shields are back.
Hey.
They'll think at least one more hit.
Hopefully one that.
Alright, so the Skittering in the back on the crashed cars is going to take a shot. Since you're poking up and it just saw you get a really reasonable hit, it's going to go at Christophus. With one of its larger shots.
Oh, good.
And you can see it coming for you, but you just duck your head to the side so that it flickers against your shield, but does no damage. The one opposite that, just hiding behind one of the cars, is going to shoot at his turret buddies over there that they've been dancing with. And definitely does not hit. The right turrets are going to shoot at the one that's feasting. All but one managed to hit, and 2 are criticals. So based on how much health that one has left, it dies.
Does that count as our kill?
Wasn't your bullet.
Well, I'm sure since we saved the day, these guys would have been overrun a long time ago if we weren't being such a good distraction.
Maybe you could swing it. Right, the turret on the left is going to shoot at the skittering that it's been dancing with.
Oh man,
Misses with the first shot, but the second one is a critical.
10 more people, then it's my turn.
Don't worry, man. Maybe you can recharge your shields too.
That manages to eat through all of its armor. It is now bleeding and vulnerable.
I really wish I could see which ones these were.
That was the one in front of you.
Which one?
That was the one over by you, behind the cover.
He's like
This
so
guy?
short he can't see it.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
I'm trying to make this quick, because I guess I did it wrong again.
No, I'm having fun. I just tanked a lot of hits.
There's just a lot of stuff. It's kind of hard to work through it all.
And not to mention, like, my first turns were a lot of action, and then so I'm kind of paying for the action that I had at the start.
Okay. Alright, well, the soldiers on the left are going to get their turn. The one that was just knocked over by the bull sketch charge is going to stand up with one of his actions, and then the other action is going to be used to shoot at the other one, which unfortunately will provoke opportunities. Luckily for him, the bullskit misses, so the one crit it scored lands, and all 3 of the remaining shots connect. And based on its remaining health, it dies. Oh. The soldier behind him is going to make sure he's okay. It was only shield damage, so he's fine. And then the soldiers on the left are going to go. The one in the front is going to go for the nearest one, again, risking opportunities. The bullskit misses, meaning his shots do manage to get off, but the first 2 go into the floor and the box in front of him. But the last one crits for 4 points of damage. That one's not looking so good anymore. The rifle round sunk into one of its sides, so it is bleeding pretty heavily. The little pistolier behind the car is going to that one, but it's still looking pretty fine. And take his full auto attack without any risk. And all but one connect for 4 points of damage. It's only got a little bit left. Okay, Larry's up.
All right, I will auto 2 shots into this near one.
Okay.
Oh.
Right, nice. That first one connects.
Okay. Okay. So
Holy.
rounds were incendiary, so they do. It's not plated anymore, is it?
It is not.
Okay, so it doesn't actually. It deals 9 damage, not 10 damage. If that matters.
Not so much, because it only had a little bit left. You shoot this incendiary round inside, and the whole body goes up in flame. And you see, actually give me a perception, Rick. Let's roll.
Oh, okay. Spot? You want?
Yeah, spot.
Well,
Actually, you do not. I'm sorry.
okay. So it goes there.
Yep, that one is kabloom.
I'll walk my way up here. Okay, so it says I can, when I move, I can shoot. But the thing is, where I start, I'm out of range, or I'm slightly out of range of my shotgun, but when I finish, I'll be in range. How would you like me to?
So you move like that.
Yeah, move like that. I am out of range when I start moving, but I'm in range when I finish moving.
Because that's only 5 feet there, I would say you could shoot in between your move like that. If
Okay.
you saw that.
Yeah.
And in here you do have range, so.
Okay. Or I will
Does that
then.
make sense to everyone? Okay.
I will then auto with my shotgun again add a double recoil penalty onto that one. Oh.
Alright, well, unfortunately, one shot skitters off the armor, and the other one, the first one, then sinks into the body of the beast in front of you as you were moving up to close the distance.
Oh. Okay. That is.
Alright, so I need to remove that one from the turn tracker, dead, and this one from the turn tracker because it's dead. So next up is the one remaining Bolskett in the front. And it's going to go for the car again, even though it does realize that Larry is there, just because it can't get around its buddy. And this time it picks the whole car up with its mandible, lifts it to the side, and drops it off to the... I got it to the map later. And drops it over here, opening up a very tiny channel for it to charge through. But that will be its whole turn. Next up is that little skittering over by my ear. And it's going to shoot at the turret that just managed to connect to it, so it's the military guy.
I mean, I wanted to flip it off when I missed again.
What?
I wanted to flip it off when I missed me again.
I don't think they understand the subtle hand movements. They don't seem the gang
Listen,
sign
I'm-
type,
I'm-
you know.
I'm- No, it's not even gangster. I'm just trying to commune peace, right?
Yeah, you know.
So this
At least
one,
I understand it. That's pretty good.
so this one, as it whips its head around the mural on this big stalk that it's connected to, its first shot goes way wide, causing what would have been a nice shot to also go extremely wide. And the third shot, after it gets its head back under control, just sinks into the armor of the turret.
Didn't know a head could have recoil.
It wasn't recoil, it was just, it was aiming over here, took a shot, and then took a shot, because it was a bit too eager. That's why I need my webcam, because the other guys didn't even see that. Which I have here, I just didn't get it connected into. So the last skitterin is actually, that one's dead, so my ear's up.
Oh yeah?
Yep, alright, so this guy is alive. So all those guys in the back are alive.
Mm-hmm.
So all these three are alive. This guy's alive.
Yep.
Is this guy in melee with somebody?
He is not.
I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay.
Never mind.
Unfortunately not. Your small size, world strength.
Don't bring my size into this.
Hey, it's a fact.
Oh, the short
Unfortunately,
one?
you can't. You can't get the gun down into range before you take your shot. You do have another shot though. Sorry, no. The weapon's kick from the first shot just causes the other one to go wide. Christophus is up.
Alright, I'm here. Okay. So the only guy that I can still see up is this guy on the ruler. This guy right here. Am I missing something?
Well, you can see this guy over here. If you're looking at yourself, I'm using the ruler.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I can see his little...
He's hard to see, but he's down over here.
Yeah, I can see his little tail sticking out.
Yep, and then there is this guy up here. This guy up here. And this guy up here, and the one behind the wall.
Okay.
I can barely see his toe.
You know he's there because he keeps poking his head up over the subway station. But he is pretty well hidden.
Well, I guess I'll swap back to my sniper rifle and reload it. And does swapping weapons take an action?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought it was just a simple...
No, because there's a thing.
Well, no, they're the advanced fancy ones where they, like, compress and then just stick onto the magnet on your back, so I thought it was an easy switch.
Well, there's a feat to make it so to lessen the time of reloads.
Not the reload, the swap.
Oh, weapon swap? There's a feat for that too.
Okay. Well, then, that'll be my turn, I guess, then.
Okay.
If you want, I can look at it, but that's just... I mean, I would assume if there's a feat to make that instant, it's not instant.
Well, yeah, it's just a simple action, though, which everyone has one of.
It's like
And
a
then two
bonus action.
actions. Yeah. So you could swap, reload, and then you would have one action.
Alright, well then, I'll swap, reload, and then... How far away is this fucking guy? That is well over my range, so I'm just gonna shoot at this guy then.
Ah. Do you have plus 16 dex, Phil?
Plus my modifier or just my dexterity in general? Do you mean my modifier or just my dexterity in general?
In general.
Yeah, I've got 20 dex.
Once you get base attack bonus of +4, you can reduce the aiming time for snipers to 1 action.
Alright. Yeah, that shot that I took was aimed at this guy.
Out of
Oh,
13.
here. And that does manage to hit.
Sweet.
So you line up the shot, very carefully aiming past my ear and her turret and over the soldier there that's just bunkered against the wall with his weapon out. And as the Skitterin leans its head around the corner, you take a shot and the bullet just sinks into its face. That one drops.
Oh, yeah.
Just so you're aware next time. Drawing a weapon and swapping a weapon both take 1 action.
Really?
Yes, because there's feats to make it take a free action.
Okay, that must have been the old rules I was reading. It was different there. So yes, we'll have to play that way in the future, Phil.
Okay, that's fine.
Because I remember seeing the feats for that.
Alright, so the one up behind the subway is going to take...
Oh! Apparently spots and listens are also 1 action.
1 full
What?
action?
Yeah, because there's a feat that makes a spot and listen check become free action. So apparently they're not free actions by default.
That is
Like-
really weird.
Like to look at something within combat.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that makes sense. It's like someone was stealthy. Like, I look for the stealth guy, you know?
Well, I mean, if you're using this spot that way, then what do I do if you're noticing general things around you?
Well, I think spotting is different from.
No, because there is no like perception. Basically, they split perception up into visual and audio. This is the way I understand it, because that's what spot and listen.
Right. And if it's really that way, then what are you supposed to do when...
Well, because there's a difference between, like, if you say, everyone give me a spot check, then that will just be something that's happening during combat. But if we want to physically be like, I want to look to see if there's a weak spot I can hit, or I want to see the person who just went invisible and see if I can see, like, footprints. That
Okay.
would be of action, because that's something we're doing, not something you're having us.
Okay. If we want to play it that way, that's fine with me. Alright,
Sounds-
yeah, so that
sounds good.
the Skitterin back by the subway is going to take his action. Give me listen checks from Mair and Christophus. At a probably -2
No,
because of the
I won't
general
do it.
sound of combat.
I just know I won't make it. I have my rolls today. Where's listen? It's an ABC order. Why can I not find listen?
You were saying?
Well, it's still my. Also, Philip sent something that will be very interesting to you.
I'm sorry. I tuned out for a second. Are me and Jaren
You
both
and I
doing?
are doing listen.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. -2, so that's it.
Yep. So, Mair, you managed to hear the heavy footfalls, which are kind of like spikes digging into the concrete, as the Skitterin behind the subway station seems to move backwards to the north.
Yeah, run, you coward.
I don't know about this. I don't like this. We fought these things twice and never seen them retreat before.
Alright, so that will be its turn. Goal is up.
Alright, so I'm gonna move up like this. You dead guy. And then I'm going to deploy my combat drone. Where'd it go? There it is. My combat drone. Alright. I can.
Okay. How does he work?
So the combat drone, during my turn, it takes 2 more actions. So it can move up to 20 feet, and it can shoot things that are I can't see where it's looking. So if there's something within 20 feet of it, it's gonna shoot at it. It can't shoot 30 feet. It doesn't have range. It can only target things that are within 20 feet of it.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, there's nothing in range that is hostile.
Alright.
Unless you wanted to shoot at the soldiers.
Collateral
It's always an option.
damage.
I think I programmed it. Yeah, okay. I just finished the program that it won't shoot the shoulders, so it's not little programming on the fly.
Okay,
Alright.
just saying. There's something in range, but it's... Anyway.
Good catch, good catch. That would have been a fatal flaw. I would have got paid as much.
Alright, so the 2 Skitterins in the back are going to take shots. The one behind the car wreck there is going to shoot probably at Christophus because it seems like the more dangerous target, given the power of your weapon.
Oh no.
Yeah, you can just aim.
Don't hit me, I'm squishy.
It's only a single attack. Yeah, it still tries to line it up, but last second the shot goes a little bit wide, just swishing past your shoulder.
Oh, thank the spirits.
The other Skitteran is going to make the same, but over turrets on the far side. And soundly misses.
I think that was a sound.
Oh, I was hoping sadly misses.
It feels bad.
I was like, I enjoy yourself.
Side baby.
So
Whimpers and whine misses.
those two turrets on the right are going to take their shots with some penalties because it is currently bunkered behind that car wreck. The first one does miss, but the second shot manages to critical.
Wait, they only can shoot it once when we can shoot twice?
And the second two, or the next two, miss. Wow. And because it's a critical, this damage is going to travel through there. Because it just got max damage on a critical hit. So it's minus 20... Yeah, minus 25 damage. Which honestly kills the thing in one shot. Wow.
Ow.
Yeah, so that one dies.
Nice.
See, if you guys could just hit the things, they're not that hard.
I got a solid like 20 points of damage in. Before I took 15, so.
This left turret just barely has the range on the remaining. Take 2 attacks. At it. But the first one misses, and the second one causes the barrel to overheat, so he's down for a while. That soldier can't really do much from where he's at, so he's... But these two soldiers near the last Bullskit, the brave guy with the assault rifle and better equipment is going to sit there behind his little shelf and full auto. Five shots connect of the 7, and luckily for him, it jams on the last one, so it doesn't really hamper.
Yeah, I love playing pen and paper RPGs, but the combat, I think it's the most boring part out of all of it. I love RPing. But I just...
We're very solid.
Resident sleeper. It
10
has nothing
points
to
of
do.
damage.
It has nothing to do with Jace's GMing. This is how I always am, even when I'm the GM, especially
And
when
you
I'm
can
the
see
GM.
that this thing has still got some of its armor up because it is not yet bleed.
Or DM, whatever you call it.
There you're up.
The number
Here,
crunching and waiting
as I'm
around.
moving there, I'm going to single shot at once with my shot.
It's not good.
That's a hit.
Awesome. And it does do the one bonus damage. I put it in there, so it does 9 damage. Good plating.
Very nice. Well, it didn't have much plating left.
Okay. And then I'm going
So-
to single shot one more time at.
Hold on, let me take care of
yeah,
this real quick.
yeah.
So, you notice something very interesting here. And I'm actually going to pull you aside to tell you what.
Oh boy.
You know?
One moment, Jace.
Like getting into character, you know, acting like my character. I can dig on that. I get into that shit. And sometimes when the combat's a little more
Okay. And then I'm going to single shot it
fast
at
paced,
one times recoil then.
I get into it.
That's a hit.
Okay.
KFC and watermelon.
Oh my.
Wow. Okay, so it was doing really bad after your first shot. The fire licking at its form, but the second one just sinks into its hind corners and blows a big cavern out of its hind leg. It is ghost.
I was gonna talk about the actual chance of setting it on fire, but every time I've shot something that without shields or deflating, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Alright, my ear's up.
My turn?
Yep.
For some reason, my turn order keeps putting me, like, going to the bottom and not scrolling up. So I look, I'm like, no, it's still just some random enemy.
Probably doesn't help that I'm just tired as shit right now. And really fucking hungry, but who knows.
Okay. You have range on that, so don't worry about it. Although it is behind cover, lesser cover, so it's only -2. Or -1.
No, miss. Miss. Alright.
And unfortunately, that second one, it just manages to shift away from. Christopher, you're up.
Fuck, what did I
Real
say?
fast, the black circle is our armor class, right?
Yes.
Or defense.
Alright, so first things first, I'm gonna reload, and then...
Didn't you reload last turn?
No, I don't think...
Yeah, you did.
I
You
did?
pulled out I let you swap the guns, and then you reloaded.
Yeah, no, I reloaded first because before I put the gun away, I didn't reload before I did that. So I needed to put a round in the chamber.
Okay.
So I'm going to reload and then let me zoom in to see. Oh, that's too close. So I can read this goddamn ruler. How far is that? Is that 150 feet? Alright. Is that... I can't really read the ruler. Is that 150
It's
feet?
150.
Okay. Then I will shoot him. And... Wow. Nat 1. Oh my god. That's twice.
So yeah, the thermal clip is ejected from your chamber as the gun really overheats.
Oh, good thing it's a single shot rifle. Hey.
Yeah.
You stick the thermal clip in, it's overheated. It feels bad.
No, but it's because it's already half done. Reloading's a free action.
When you ordered
You
those
guys
thermal
didn't see
clips
that.
from the Black Mount guy, it didn't mean something that was already heated.
You guys didn't see that.
Alright, so I want Mayer and Christophus to give me listen checks.
Oh god,
Oh boy.
And
don't make me scroll.
Larry, give me a spot check.
I have high wisdom for some reason. Nothing fails off of wisdom. I have except for like one thing. But that thing's super important, so I have to have high wisdom.
So Christophus does not manage to hear, but Mayer hears
What?
the sound of something being consumed.
Oh.
And Larry, you just barely around the corner of the subway station through the lattice work at the street level. Something in the distance. You probably won't be able to see it because of the thing, but almost so you can.
See that here.
Okay, so it's there.
Oh. Oh, I see.
Can you see that?
I see its legs.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's what you see.
Oh, I see some legs. Uh-oh.
What?
Hold on, Dad's calling us. Let me go see what he wants.
Alright.
Actually, I'm gonna go take a bathroom break as well. So
Thumbs up.
10-15 minute break right now. We good. We're almost done with this.
I do gotta finish at some point because I still gotta about my neighbor and the head.
Yeah, it's fine. There's only like 2 enemies left on the field, so it'll be done quick, and we can switch to out of combat soon, and then call it.
All right, cool. I gotta go to the bathroom too. I'll be right back, boys.
Good luck.
Thanks.
See. God. so funny.
Touchdown. This guy's
That is pretty funny, actually. Good joke.
9, 11. He just messed himself up, like, completely on accident.
Did he play the wrong random card?
Essentially,
Nice.
he drew a really, really strong card, but it's a card that respawns, and he needed his board pretty empty, and it respawned on him. It's like XD.
Don't.
So,
Alright, I'm back. Wait, no.
Back.
It's here?
I'm here.
You got Larry.
Okay.
My shotgun's empty.
Alright, Aaron's back. I think we're just waiting on Phil.
Oh, take a bit.
While we're waiting on him, we can get through some. Goal is up.
Sit. Alright, so I'm going. So, am I allowed to know what's around me? At all? When in blind.
You can see
What?
me, you can wave to me.
Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah. So, what are you asking about?
I'm just.
I think he's having the issue of his drone can't see anything.
Then
And I don't know what I'm running into, but that's fine.
let me see here how to do.
Because I'm just gonna run on top of this thing's body. Like right here. Oh, nice. Okay. Yo, Elcor, any dudes I should know
Does
about?
that help at all? I just gave you a drone.
Hey,
Oh, your safe changes.
They're very fun.
the very far one? Alright. Go for it, drone. I guess I have 2 turns, don't I? Okay. I'll move another 20 feet, and I don't want to get pegged. I'll move this way. Across the wall.
Okay.
Yep. That's my turn.
Alright, so that far skittering is going to act now and yeah, I think he's going to turn about and move up this direction. To there. And that will be his turn. So the right turret doesn't really have a view. Pot shots at that last guy, but only one of them's gonna get to shoot because of the turret's mount. Wow. That right seam is doing some work today. So the first shot manages to critical it in the next stock because it's facing away. And the second shot does manage to connect.
I'll probably be down in an hour or so.
So the first shot manages to completely pop its shield.
YOLO?
And the second one chews through its armor completely. See, a little bit of blood starts to pour out, but it is otherwise okay. Welcome back. We were just doing some of the miscellaneous turns.
Okay.
Left guy is also going to take 2 shots at that one. Let's see. Unfortunately for him, he's not quite as skilled with the turret, and both shots miss. The soldiers don't have anything in range, so they're gonna still be ready. So Larry's up.
Okay. I'm going to reload my shotgun, and then I'm gonna walk. I'm just gonna walk towards the. Oh wait. Oh. Oh. Ugh. Okay. I'm gonna walk towards them. They're doing something over there.
Okay. My ear's up.
I see that dude.
So long as you can see any part of him with the shadow thing going on there, fine.
Hit or miss?
Oh, that is a hit.
That's
That one's a miss. That didn't calculate right. Do it again.
Add a space between the 1 and the 12. I'm like, no, minimum damage. Then I'm like, that's below
less than
minimum.
Alright, it's 4 damage. You managed to sink a shot in one of its sides, knocking one of its legs off. But it's just one of the floating ones that don't seem to connect with the ground. And do a good chunk of damage. It's not doing so well. One more of those and it's probably toast.
Alright, well, that was my turn.
Alright, Christophus is up.
All right. Reloading and then shooting at the guy sticking out right here.
Okay. So because of its size, is that inside of your range increment?
Yeah, my range is 200. That's about 160.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
160,
good.
that would be cool. So it's plus 2 for the size. It did move. So yeah, unfortunately that misses.
Okay. It's my turn.
Okay. Alright, so the sound of the eating stops and you hear something kind of pulsating in the distance.
Dang.
Goal is up.
Alright. Freaking. Can I move?
There you go, puppy.
If I sprint, it's triple, right?
Yeah, triple in a straight line. According to the rules.
Alright. I'm gonna go
Excuse
right
me.
here.
Okay.
Oh. And then this guy. I don't think. Yeah. I don't think I'm allowed to sprint with that guy.
No, probably not.
Alright, cool.
Alright. The Skittering that's been taking some damage actually to turn to the north and start booking it off. He is now technically off the map quite a distance, about 50 feet. And the rest of you guys see this thing poke its head around the corner.
Oh, freaking, what was that?
And then back off and also start going off to the north. So unless you guys want to do anything now, seemingly retreat, we can back off of combat.
Well, I'm not catching them.
I want to take a pot shot at the one that.
Go for it. Only one though.
And And here's gonna be that crit I
Actually, you know
need.
what, go ahead and take both. That's a good gun.
Crit!
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Actually, it does matter. This is a turret and single shot.
Oh, you're right. So
Those
go ahead,
two,
take the second one.
two separate attacks. Doesn't matter.
No.
Told you I was gonna crit.
All right. Anyone else want to take some pot shots?
I wanted the money from it.
I'll have better luck punching them.
Okay. Alright, well, as these things fade into the distance and the corpses are slowly becoming tended to by the military personnel around you, and this poor guy up on the left side that took a hit is tended to by a local medic. The siren backs back down from the high alert to low alert, and then after a couple of minutes with no further attacks, it shuts off completely. So you can see some of the soldiers milling around doing it. And you also notice a small pack, or small team of about 5 strong, 2 carrying very heavy flamer units, and 3 with various rather decent rifles and gear, begin to head out and start burning the skitter and bodies. And so you see a Solarian walk up to the group. I'm assuming you regroup a little bit.
I would regroup. I would go back towards the turrets, I suppose. Over here.
Okay. So you all regroup up around here. And a Solarian approaches the group. And he speaks to you in that...
Then, ooh, it's even smaller, man.
He speaks in that very Solarian way, where it's that halting, kind of chipped technical speak most of the time. That's just a bit too fast in his mental process for his voice to speak. And he says something to the effect of, well done, well done. You did well. Helped out. What brings you to our post today?
It was just a report.
I'm here to hunt child predators.
I know not of child predators, but report I understand. What report did you need?
So, what was his name? Shepard. The
Alan Shepard.
Alan Shepard. He wanted.
The captain, yes.
Yeah, he's captain. He wanted to get a report on your situation, and we're supposed to return it to him.
I see. Can be done. Probably already done if connected to terminal. And he turns around to head back towards the front office, kind of where they were doing all the records and labels. But as he does, a second individual, this one human female, somewhat younger, probably late 20s, runs up to him and speaks rather quietly in his ear. And they talk for a little bit before the young woman walks off with her point said, and the Solarian seems to stand there and think for a little bit before he gives a faint nod as though coming to a decision, and turns back to you guys. And he says, well, something come up. More assistance you could be. Willing to help out?
That all depends.
On what?
Larry, I'm okay with. Yeah, I'm okay with helping out. Helping out was fun.
Very pleased to hear. Very pleased.
It's fun
What's
to
the
see.
pay like?
Only bounties for more Skitteran kills, which we suppose are coming.
Good enough for me.
Well, you see, we've spotted more motion in the building to the northeast. We need to send a team to check it out, but cannot spare more units. Must burn to the bodies. Willing to assist us with this?
Sure.
Depends. Do you have any spare camera drones around that you're willing to to let us use?
The Solarian rocks back and thinking a little bit. Camera drone. Might have spare if mission accomplished.
Well, okay.
Ooh.
What is your name, friendly Solarian man?
Calithus. Sergeant or Lieutenant Calithus.
Calithus?
Yes. Manager of Northern Turret. Very proud, very honored. Alright, so in the sake of brevity, because it is late and we're all a bit tired, you guys have now accepted to check out the northeastern building that is still hidden there. And clear it of any Rovgo that might be there. So that is where we will call it for tonight.
Alrighty.
And now we will talk shop a little bit. So I remember Jaren's question was, engagements at long range going to be frequent? And the answer to that is likely.
That screws over 3 people in this party.
I know, I'm trying to think of better ways to deal with that, because even on
Alright, boys.
location, you're on a big flat plane in an open city. It's
If I could get together the money to buy an assault rifle, I'd be good.
Because, like, I don't know if you realize, Warp
I'm going to end the stream here since we're done playing and we're just talking shop right now. Thanks for tuning in. Tune in again, not next Tuesday. We're taking a break off because of it's Christmas week, but I'm pretty sure after the first of the year, we will be back on January 2nd for the next installment of our series, and we may have a new party member joining us. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see y'all next time.